Woodward Sports, let's go!
Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
I like hitting it with this music on a Friday. Just a nice low rider, ready for the weekend. I cannot believe it's already Friday. It has been a crazy week around here at Woodward Sports. Thank you guys for waking up with us each and every morning. This is the Morning Woodward Show. My name is Stick. To my right.
What up, though? It's Corey.
To my left.
That clean lineup, though,
Ooh,
is Joey.
Joey's looking clean today.
It's been a minute since I've got a legit lineup, man. I have been missing it.
Looking good, man.
Thank you.
Looking good.
Thank you. I've been looking homeless these last couple weeks. I apologize.
Oh, Jesus. We got to give a shout out to Alex over there in producer land. And then, of course, we got Fish making sure the audio sounds great today. Adam is also in the building. He'll be here at 8:50 to talk about his bets. Art's going to join the show today, talking about his UFC fight that he's got going on this weekend. We got a lot of stuff going on today, Joey.
And we even got Kennedy checking in off the streets.
Yeah, from Indy.
This is what I love. This had me dying yesterday watching
She's at the Sweet 16, so we're going to talk to her. But first, I want to kick off the show by giving a shout-out to Grow Green, because today they are doing something awesome at their facility in Whitmore Lake. They're doing a clone trade. So you could go out there anytime today from 1 to 5 p.m., and you can trade clones with other growers in the area, like reputable growers with good strands that want to get you hooked up. So go out there today and make sure you take advantage of that, because I love that, man. Different strands, just, fun.
Exactly. And yesterday, actually, we had PJ and Tony from Grow Green, so we just want to thank them because we were talking about them being a part of our opening day celebrations that we're doing and all the festivities, and they are going to be a part of all the fun, so you do not want to miss out.
Yeah, and if you didn't hear, opening day, we will be at the Brass Rail right downtown, right off Woodward. I mean, pretty much right across from Comerica Park. Great location, great food, great beer, and it's going to be a fun time. So if you're heading downtown, make sure you come pop by and see your boys, right?
Do they have a pizza salad?
A pizza salad? We could invent one, maybe.
I'm just trying to,
Is that a thing, or you're just making that up?
I'm just making it up.
Would you eat a pizza salad?
No.
Like little pieces of pizza cut into it?
I wouldn't do it, but I'm just trying to figure it out, a way to kind of
Logistics.
finagle around. Yeah, logistics.
There you go.
You could just sprinkle some cheese, put some pizza sauce on there, some pepperonis.
I'm just saying,
That actually might not be bad.
Well, all right.
Stick's disgusted. He hates that mixing stuff.
Yeah, okay. Just eat the damn pizza, Corey. Come on, man. We're at a damn pizza bar. Eat the pizza. Big things happening this weekend. Obviously, the Sweet 16, and I am so ready for it. Like we said earlier in the week, I hate that there's this long delay between games like this. I feel like teams lose momentum, but we're ready to go tomorrow. They're tipping off again, but I want to start off with the only game that we really care about. We care about all of them, but Michigan and Florida State is happening on Sunday at 5 o'clock. And guys, the last time Michigan played Florida State in the NCAA tournament, do you remember what happened?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it was not a bad time for Michigan. That sent them to the Final Four, beating Florida State 58-54.
Ugly game.
Weren't we ahead a lot in this game and then gave it up? Remember that guy?
Yeah. Remember that guy? He screwed himself. But yeah, man, I'm waiting for that call again this weekend. Michigan going to the Final Four. And you see a young Livers there. Obviously, Livers, we're not sure what's going on with him health-wise. I heard he was going to play in the Sweet 16, but that was a week ago, and I haven't heard any updates since.
Yeah, that stress fracture, I think he's pretty much out. Let's just not even consider him coming back. But I will say this. If anything, he might just try to touch the court for a minute if they make the national championship.
Of course.
Not necessarily play many minutes, but just touch that court for a quick second.
You have to. I don't care if my ankle's broken.
I was going to say, I would fake every injury. I'm fine, coach. You're just pulling yourself out onto the court.
Yeah, I'm going to be like a Blake Griffin. I was injured my whole time, and then all of a sudden I come out and I ball out. Just like that. But no, for real though, I'm really happy with the way Michigan has been playing without Isaiah Livers, and I feel like we're at that point now where we've had enough games under our belt to really adjust to playing without Isaiah Livers. I mean, you look at Eli Brooks stepping up. Mike Smith, freaking amazing job at point bringing up the ball.
Yeah, no, Mike Smith, to me, has really been the guy that's picked up the slack lately, especially on the scoring end for him. Like, he's not a big scorer, like, period. He's more of like a game facilitator and gets his team involved, but he's done what he needed to do. And then we saw last game against LSU, Shawnee Brown coming off the bench with his career high at Michigan. I mean, they got weapons all over the place, but so does Florida State.
Florida State is looking like one of the best teams that – Florida State is athletic, and that's what's going to be the big problem for Michigan in this game. But I don't think there's going to be that big of a problem.
You don't think it'll be a problem?
Nah, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling Florida State right now. What I am feeling, though, is Hunter Dickinson. I think that this is going to be the game where he probably plays his best game in the tournament. He's going to have to stay out of foul trouble, but if he's able to get somewhere, I'm thinking between like 17-plus points and 10 rebounds, that will be able to set the tone for Michigan the rest of the game, well, for the whole game. So he has to come out to a hot start. If he doesn't come out to a hot start, then it may look pretty ugly for Michigan, going on down the game.
Yeah, and he's got to stay out of stupid foul trouble, man. Like that is the one thing that has bothered me. And I know he's a freshman, right? He's young. He's trying to adjust to some difference in athleticism when he's trying to guard guys. But like last game against LSU, he picked up a foul at half court trying to poke the ball out from behind the point guard.
Yeah,
like, that's just
they're calling that too.
And even you can hear Juwan Howard say like, "What are you doing?" Like that was a stupid foul.
It was a stupid foul. Like if you're a big man, you want all your fouls to come within 2 feet of the rim. Outside of that, it's a wasted foul.
Just that simple.
It really is. So, Hunter Dickinson, if you're watching right now, please don't go for those half-court steals. Just let the point guard by.
Simple ask. If you're 7 feet tall, just get back on defense.
The one thing that Florida State does, they can't match Michigan in size, but they can in wingspan, man. Like, this team's wingspan, I think they average like 6'7", 6'8" across the board. Just some big dudes.
But they are another small team, just like LSU was. Again, is that athleticism going to be a problem for Michigan in the game? That's just going to be the tell of it, because remember, it almost looked like they got punched in the mouth in the last game when it started. As a matter of fact, they did.
Right.
LSU's athleticism bothered them, but lucky for them, there ain't no Cam Thomas on their team, so they have a chance of going ahead to that Elite Eight.
I really like their chances of going to the Elite Eight. And, before the tournament, everybody was talking about who's the first Big Ten team that's going to be out of it. What's the first number 1 seed that's going to be gone? I did not think it was going to be Illinois, but they are gone.
It's crazy to think that we really are the only one left.
Right.
Representing the entire Big Ten.
Michigan is the only Big Ten team left, and Florida State is one of only 2 ACC teams left. So they both are in that kind of boat where they're the last ones representing their conference.
Well, the Big Ten's got it, man, and I don't know, man.
Michigan got it with Juwan Howard. We got it. It's crazy. I truthfully underestimated this team without Isaiah Livers so much. I'll be the first one to admit that, but now it's to the point where it's like Isaiah Livers doesn't feel like he's got to make that return because his team really needs him. Yes, I would love to have him, but I feel like this team figured it out. They figured out their chemistry without him.
It took a couple games.
It did.
It really did. But like you mentioned, like Eli Brooks, Shawnee Brown, they're all starting to figure out their new roles in the rotation.
And it's one thing I want to say is I am curious to see which Eli Brooks comes out to play, because he's been phenomenal lately. Last game he was 19 points. His defense was real stingy. He was knocking the tray ball down really well. If he comes out and sets the tone on that defensive end, that will also help Michigan as well. But one thing I'm curious about is how Juwan Howard's going to go, he's going to coach this game against one of his old coaches, because Leonard Hamilton was his coach with the Washington Wizards. They were both their last season with the Wizards, but going up against his old coach, and he had a quote right here where he was talking about that, going up against Hamilton. He said, "We understand that Florida State is looking to spoil our goals and our dreams. After the game is over, we'll embrace the brotherhood, camaraderie, friendship, family. But right now, it's about the competition." So it's good that he's saying that, but I'm just wondering how you're going to be. You getting down to the minutes and you're looking over there and you're seeing your old coach. Are you going to have one of the Mark Turgeon moments with him?
Exactly.
Remind him, you're from Chicago.
All right. No, that'd be amazing. Any type of fire that you can throw into these games, I'm all about. Because if you look at these teams, like on paper, they're almost identical, man. Like Florida State is averaging 78.9 points a game. U of M 76. Okay. Yeah, major difference. And if you go to their field goal percentage, literally almost identical. Field goal percentage for Florida State 47.4%, for Michigan 48.3%. So they're on par there. For 3-pointers, Florida State 39%, Michigan 38.7%. So, I mean, when you're matching up all their numbers and you're looking at these two teams side by side, they're pretty damn close into the numbers that they produce and that they allow. Really, the biggest differential is opponent scoring, and that's only 5 points. Michigan allows 5 less points than Florida State does, 65-70.
And that's one thing that I feel like Florida State's amazing at is their defense, because
the wingspan.
We're going to need to really be scoring tonight. Obviously, you got to always score to win the game, but I feel like today that's going to be the biggest deciding – not today. This weekend's going to be the biggest deciding factor for this game.
Another big deciding factor is Michigan's perimeter defense, because MJ Walker is shooting 43% from beyond the arc for the Seminoles. So they cannot let that happen. They're going to have to shut him down and kill his confidence early. That's one thing I hope they don't pull any Pistons. You know, the Pistons be out there letting guys just step back and take threes. I don't think Juwan Howard's going to allow that, but – yeah, limiting MJ Walker is going to be the big key for them.
Well, you think, Michigan found their rhythm last game against LSU. Like, you could tell that they were struggling to figure it out on defense, and, all of a sudden it clicked that they realized, shit, we got to be a defensive team to win ball games. Because I honestly think they were just thinking they could outskill and outmatch people without that effort on defense. And as you know, to me, defense is only effort. That's the only thing you need to be a good defender. And these guys, they came out, they got punched in the mouth, and then they finally started playing some hard-nosed defense. Like Dickinson was getting blocks. It was good to see that energy come out of these guys, and that's what I need to see out of them against Florida State.
Yeah, that 16-3 run that they went on in the second half against LSU was it was really, like you said, a flick of the switch. You thought that Michigan was on the way to getting blown out.
Right.
Potentially.
Right.
Then something just clicked with them. But the thing about that is, even as good as they played, the guy who we all need to play great, Mike Smith, he didn't have his best game. And I don't think that's going to be a repeat performance for him. I think he's going to take what he's going to learn from that last game, all of those blunders, and carry it over into this game. Just hopefully, if the game gets tight, he doesn't take any step-back threes,
That step-back three, he's just got to take that out of the arsenal,
Just
man.
pull it out. You're too small for that.
Listen, it hits sometimes, guys.
Yeah, on the playground. I haven't seen it hit in a big moment yet, and hopefully he proves me wrong this weekend. And I'll shut the hell up forever, Mike Smith, if you hit a step-back 3 game winner. But I hope it doesn't get to the point where you're taking a step-back 3 game winner.
Exactly.
We saw how that worked out in the Big Ten tournament. Not well for us. So, I don't know. I think Juwan Howard's got a good pulse on this team. I feel like Michigan's very comfortable in Indy right now. I'm seeing Juwan Howard on all these interviews, doing all the, and he just seems like he's very calm, very relaxed, got the team acclimated to where they're at. And, I feel like he's planning on being there a long time.
Oh, he already said that he was going to be there he's not leaving anytime soon. Also with the class that he has coming in.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Indy.
Oh.
I'm talking about
both.
not career-wise.
Okay.
Both.
Yeah, not career-wise.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about that. I feel like they're just very comfortable in Indy right now. They're going to be there for a while.
They're going to be there for a minute. But here's one thing I'm looking at. I don't think this happens in this game. Florida State has held their last two opponents under 55 points.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I mean, you look at the over-under for this game, it's 143.5.
Ooh. That's a little bit over 55 points for the team.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's a little bit.
Almost 3 times. So do you guys want to get into your predictions or what you're thinking, or you want to talk about the line real quick? Michigan is favored by 2.5 points, which really isn't that big if you go down across all the games that are going to be played over the weekend. Michigan that's one of the closest lines that they have.
But I think that's all because this team's playing without their biggest star, Isaiah Livers.
Well, Michigan is 6-1 when they're favored by 5. In these last stretch, they're 6-1 when they're favored by 5 points or less. And that one game that they lost, that was against Ohio State with the Livers injury. So maybe this is looking really good for
That's
him.
an interesting stat right there.
Yeah, that is fun. Livers, hopefully we get to see him, though.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, that injury does not seem like it's something that you take lightly. And the kid's got an amazing future ahead of him, so I don't want him to rush it because, listen, him being this far dancing in March Madness with the team, how the hell do you sit on the bench knowing that you were a huge reason that the team even got there?
Right.
It's got to be the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever been in that position where you're like, you just had to root for the team?
No, I've actually, knock on wood, I've never had an injury in my life.
Really?
Never.
But I got injured in high school. As you know, I had to have surgery on both of my knees. And it was almost like the most embarrassing thing to roll up to practice and everybody else is busting their ass and you're just sitting there doing nothing. Like you don't feel like you're a part of the team. You don't feel like you. But I obviously wasn't the star that Livers was. So, like, the stars are always going to be a part of the energy. But we just need to see out of him what we saw of that kid from Creighton on the bench. Just going nuts, just flexing all the time, going crazy.
And Howard just talked about Liver's injury the other day. They asked him again in the update. He just said 2 words: out indefinitely. So,
Okay.
It's for me. It's just hard for me to believe that if they make it to a Final Four or the title game, we don't see him at least touch the court. If he's really that hurt, here's my one scenario where I think he would touch the court. If Michigan is in the national championship and it's a blowout, he touched the court at some point, like in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, they give him the ball for like 20 seconds at the end of the game to dribble out the clock.
Yeah.
And everybody has a nice moment.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to stay at Michigan for one more year? I mean, he's been there a while. I don't even know if he has another year of eligibility.
He's a senior.
Oh, okay.
He's part of the senior day, so yeah,
Okay.
he's gone.
You think he's going to go pro, though?
You know what? I think he's going to go G League.
Okay.
I think he's going to go G League.
Come here and play for the Cruise, baby.
Hey, I love it. I mean, he's already familiar with the area. Why not just stay and play for the Cruise? Who knows? You might just get caught up and be a Piston.
Right. Well, the way they got that set up now down there is like, the Cruise is going to play literally blocks away from where the Pistons play. So they're going to be a lot more intertwined than they are with the Grand Rapids Drive right now.
Well, what happened, though, with the team? Why didn't they play this season? Did they say that it was going to start next season? Or
Yeah.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah,
so
the
Grand Rapids Drive.
Grand Rapids Drive. They were finishing out this season.
Okay.
And then next season is going to be the
official launch.
Yep, the official of the Cruise.
That's awesome.
And Grand Rapids didn't want to leave Grand Rapids to come over here,
yeah.
so they brought the team up from Texas.
Arizona.
Arizona.
They bought the Phoenix Suns affiliate, G League affiliate, and now they're the Motor City Cruise.
What's cool about that is obviously we all support our Detroit teams,
right?
But the Grand Rapids Drive is going to be making an announcement of where they're going to be relocating, and they're going to make that announcement with us on Woodward Sports.
Really? They're relocating?
Yeah.
Out of Grand Rapids?
I mean, the location-wise, probably going to stay, but it's just as far as the team, now that they're not a partner with the Detroit Pistons, they obviously got to switch that up.
What do you mean move, though? You said move but not move?
Yeah.
Also, they're probably going to be an affiliate for another franchise.
Can't say much.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
Yeah, they got to change affiliates because they're not part of the Pistons anymore.
Gotcha. All right. I thought you
Pistons.
meant like they're going to be the Lansing Drive now, or they're going to be like the Mackinac Drive, or
Mackinac,
the Traverse City Drive.
Mackinac City.
That'd be cool.
That'd be a sweet name.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what do you know when that's going to happen, Joe?
It's gonna be in a couple weeks. This is soon to making this announcement. You know who's the team owners?
Big Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace and our buddy Steve.
Nice. That'll be fun to have them in. So let's get to our picks for the Michigan game, guys. Who do you got? Michigan is favored by 2.5, over under 143. What you got, Joey?
I got the under on the points for sure.
Okay.
I think Michigan's gonna pull this off. The point spread, I'm kind of there. I'm thinking it's gonna be around like a 3 or 4 point game, last minute down to the wire, because their defense is gonna be scary, and we're just gonna. I hope we hit these shots. That's going to be the biggest thing.
For me, let me see. 160. I'm gonna go 10 points higher than their last outing. I'm gonna go from the when I say last outing, Florida State and Michigan in the Elite Eight that year. I'm gonna go 68-64 Michigan.
68-64 Michigan. I like that. I wrote mine down earlier because I wanted to have a well thought out one. I'm definitely taking the over on this. I think it'll be a high scoring game, even though these teams both have good defenses. They're both very athletic and will get up and down the court. And I see this going in the way of Michigan. I'm taking the 2.5 points too. I got Michigan winning 82 to Florida State's 74. So Michigan by 8.
Ooh.
That's
you putting your money where your mouth is?
Yeah, for sure. I'm doing it at my bookie.
Yeah, in the beginning, I got a little bit crazy with my bets when the bracket started, but now it's down to the wire. You get to focus on these games, not have to switch back and forth always. I'm excited. This to me is the best time of March Madness.
The Sweet 16, once they get down to Sweet 16.
I love the beginning for all the upsets, but you can't keep up with the games. There's too many going on.
Now, I got a question for both of you. Do you think that Brandon Johns Jr. may have put too much may have given Florida State some bulletin board material? He didn't really say anything about them bad per se, but he said his confidence is at an all-time high right now.
If that's what you need to put on your bulletin board, that the other team has confidence.
Hey, I mean, just saying, everybody takes a little bit of something to pull from it.
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm competing against somebody and they said they were confident, I'd be like,
do you think he backs it up? Do you think he has a good game? Because I wasn't really that much of a fan of his game last outing.
Yeah, I mean that's the main point.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how confident you're feeling, how good you're gonna play.
You came out of nowhere and started talking, man. It's all right. Just start playing. That's all we need, buddy.
Well, Michigan is playing Sunday at 5 o'clock. It's going to be a great game. I cannot wait. I just hate that it's all the way to Sunday. And the game should start today, man. Like, it's Friday. It's the weekend. We should start today. I don't know why they waited.
They actually, honestly, I think they should have started yesterday.
Thursday, and then the finals be on Sunday?
Yep.
To get into the Final Four?
See, that's the thing. We already got the weekend. We're always going to enjoy the weekend. Give us something on Thursday and Friday.
Right. What's up, Fish?
That's what it would have normally been. It would have been Thursday, Friday, Sweet 16, and 8 would be Saturday, Sunday.
Right, and that's the way it should be forever and always. I do not like this at all. But let's do this. We got some other things to talk about. Kennedy is in Indy right now and hitting the streets, and we're going to see what she does coming up next.
An ounce at Michigan dispensaries is over $300. Why pay that when you can grow your own? With just one light, you can pull down over 48 ounces every harvest. Do that math and then come see us at Grow Green, where we have everything you need to start growing and a staff of master growers to help guide you. Click growgreenmi.com.
Morning, Art.
Morning, D-Mac. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us, being a part of the chat, dropping some stars in there too. We love to see that. And, just thank you. And everybody that's listening on the app right now, we see you, we hear you, and thank you guys very much for being a part of this. So the other game that I'm really hype about is, I don't know why I'm becoming a Loyola fan, and it really has nothing to do with Sister Jean. I just like how they were an underdog a couple years ago, and everybody thought they were an underdog this year, kind of, but they're kicking ass again, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, you got to cheer for them always just because they got Sister Jean right there by their side, and she's making a killing with them $150 cameos, too, that you could get online right now. But this team right here, like, I like the program. I like the basketball squad. I don't see it in them this season.
You don't?
I really don't.
Not even with Cameron Krutwig? I love that guy.
I know.
Dad bod God. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. That is a beautiful athlete right there.
If you were to tell, like, you see this guy
Look at him.
at a Meijer grocery shopping, and I were to tell you this guy is a star college basketball player,
I would tell you he's an undercover cop. That's what I would say.
He looks like a butcher.
A butcher? I think he plays basketball at Loyola by day and is a cop at night in Chicago. Look at that. Look at quick hands. He's a cat.
Dude,
he's a cat.
He's a bouncer. He's a security bouncer.
There you go.
That's all I see.
Security guard's a lot more accurate.
That's all I see out of him. And the security guard, that's like the creep, too, on top of all that. We all know one of those.
All right, you had to go there. All right.
I mean, look, it's the stash. He did that to himself.
He did that to himself.
Man.
But to me, he's gold, man. I love watching that guy play. And, he played for Loyola on their last run as a freshman, too. Looked a little bit different. Didn't have the crust stash, but, he's rocking it. And I love what Loyola's got going on. But I also love what Kennedy's doing. She's down in Indy for the Sweet 16 and just walking around and asking people random questions. And the question she chose, I thought, was hilarious. On a scale of 1 to 10, how hot is Sister Jean?
And before we get into this video,
You haven't seen this yet, Corey.
what's
have
your
you?
guys' takes?
Corey?
We're not going there.
Let's see. I'm gonna go. I mean, she's a 10. She's a 10. You got to give Sister Jean a 10. There's Sister Jean getting
Look at her.
hyped for that and one right
With
there.
the flower on the wrist. She's just the cutest ever.
She's 101 years old, man. 101 years old.
They got to just win it for her. How far did they get last time?
Last time,
Yeah.
I mean, they made it to a Final Four before, but it
Right.
wasn't last time.
Right. But my thing with this is like, you know what? We got to make if they win it all, you got to rock just the stash for a full week. All of us.
All of us.
All of us got to rock just the
Loyola.
stash for
Dude,
a whole week.
I look like such a cop too when I just got the stash.
Loyola Chicago is not going to win it all because Juwan Howard is going to walk up to Sister Jean and say, "I'm from Chicago."
and push her down. They'd be
Yes.
like, she wheeled at me. Like I thought she was being aggressive.
That
goes right at her.
would be funny if she just if you just say, we need that image. Could we make a cartoon like that where she just rolled up on him real quick and he just got in her face and it had to get held back by everybody?
We'll have the graphics department get on that. What you got to say, Fish?
Loyola Chicago made the Final Four in 2018, lost to Michigan.
Yep.
Yeah. So
That's-
that was the Final Four.
Yeah.
You think they're going to get further than that this year?
Final. Well, I mean, there's only one more game. One more game
They
past
gotta win.
that. So
I think, you know what? I was going to say it when we got to it. Let's get here now. This is their stop.
this is it.
This is it.
Really?
This is it for them.
Oregon State?
Oregon State.
That's going to be their kryptonite?
Dude,
That's gonna
they
be their
played
trip.
actually real well last game.
No, I'll give the Ramblers this. Loyola, I'll give them this. They have the best defense in the nation. They're holding teams like they're averaging teams like 55 points, 56 points per game. So got to give them that. But Oregon State, look, they've only lost twice since February 14th. They've won all of their postseason games, including the Pac-12 championship. They're scoring 70 or more points in their last 5 games. I'm just feeling really good about it.
Does that say much, Corey? We're talking about Oregon State.
We're talking about Oregon State.
Hey, I'm
The
feeling good
Beavers,
about it,
baby.
The Beavers.
Hey,
Is that what they are? The
what
Beavers?
what has made sense in this tournament?
Nothing.
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 Exactly.
Absolutely nothing. So, yeah, you got a point there.
With that said, Loyola winning it all.
Loyola winning it all. So let's see what Kennedy had to do when she was on the streets in Indy right now. You got that video ready to rock, Alex? This is our girl Kennedy. She's from the Baligian and Bell show, but she was on the streets doing some fun stuff, walking around, asking about Sister Jean.
What is up, you guys? Kennedy with Woodward Sports here in Indianapolis, host of March Madness. I'm going to hit the streets and find out how hot is Sister Jean on a scale from 1 to 10. Let's go. On a scale from 1 to 10, how hot is Sister Jean?
12.
Oh, yeah, I love it. Thank you, boys. Okay, so on a scale from 1 to 10, how hot is Sister Jean?
Bruh. 11.
Amazing, thank you.
I think you're lying, though. I think you think Sister Jean.
On a scale 1 to 10, how hot is Sister Jean?
11.
Let's go! On a scale from 1 to 10, how hot is Sister Jean?
Sister Jean depends on if Alabama has to play Loyola. Then I'll answer that question.
How hot do you think Sister Jean is?
She's a 10.
10. Thank you!
Isn't that awesome? She's
That
a,
one guy was like, "What? She's a 12."
She's a 10. I love how everybody gave her a gracious score. Like, I was expecting a couple people to be like, oh, no, she's a 3.
You can't.
I mean, let's be real. Who's about to go to hell for saying something bad about Sister Jean? Not me. I'm gonna throw my shade, but I'm gonna keep it PC.
We need to find a picture of
Don't
Sister
say it.
Jean from back in the day.
I knew you were going to say
Why?
it.
Why? What's
What are
wrong
you going to
with
say?
that?
See how bad she was in high school or something? In
Yeah,
college?
70 years ago when she was 30. I want to see what she looked like. What? That's facts,
I think
man.
it's facts. It's just hearing it.
Let me
It's
see.
hearing
Let me
it.
see. Sister
80
Jean in
years when
college.
she was 21. Like, let's go.
You're either acting like Stick's crazy for doing that. If you watched the Baligian Bell show on Monday, which I'm assuming you guys did not, Sean and Terry Foster actually did that. They looked at Sister Jean's old pictures.
Oh, did they?
Yep.
And
They actually
what
did it
was
on
their
the show. They didn't think it was that impressive.
I bet you she was bad in college, though.
They actually saw her sister, and they thought her sister was nice.
All right.
See, the messed up part is it's all going to be like black and white photos from back then.
Oh, dude, it's like sun exposed photos. They didn't even have like cameras.
Right.
And I'm not dogging her, dude. She's 101 years old. Like,
100
imagine all this shit that wasn't here 90
she-
years ago.
She had a sketch artist.
Yes. Say,
Truthfully, probably.
wearing this, wearing only this, and it's her Loyola scarf. Oh, there she is. All right.
Yeah.
Look how cute she is.
She cuter now. Is she old?
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
cute now.
she's
She's
better
so
on
cute
it.
now. Hey, I swear I thought that she got a nose piercing right there. I was like, wait, hold up.
Sister Jean.
It looked like it.
Goes to a rock concert, back in the day. But yeah, man, just imagine the life that lady has lived. Like 101 years ago. Think about that. Like, you were born in the Great Depression. you didn't have cars. There were no TVs. No, like, phone lines were relatively new.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that lifespan of people that are that old now compared to like what we've been through. Like, we've grown up in an accelerated time, right? Like the technology era. When I was at school, we were playing Operation Frog and Oregon Trail. Now, my 8-year-old niece has her own iPhone.
Yep.
And by the way, she'll be 8 in 3 days, so I'm calling her 8 now. Getting
Happy
used to
early
it.
birthday to her. But my thing was always like going to addictinggames.com. You guys know about that?
No.
In computer class, that was my thing. Because
Oh,
phone, do you remember that one?
Is that what like the football?
Yup,
on
it had
my-
everything.
Alex, you used to go to addictinggame.com?
I think so, yeah.
That's funny.
That was the thing, because computer class, that's all we had, and calculator games. Did you ever have that one calculator that you could play games on?
The TI-82?
How the hell do you know the calculator?
Because I used to have it. Right?
I didn't know the name of it.
Oh,
but
yeah, you used to be able to play all types of games, like Drug Wars and stuff on
Uh-huh.
that. You remember? Like, you'd have to
Oh.
pick a different city, go to your city, unload your drugs, go back to
I
another
had
city.
that on my what's it called? A Palm Pilot?
Oh,
I had
yeah.
a drug game
Okay.
on that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that TI-82 would have been different, man. It would have... It changed the game because it literally was like a mini Game Boy plus
Yeah.
a calculator. And at my school, you had to have it. Like, it was required. Otherwise, you
Yep.
couldn't do your math.
I used to hate that crap. Like, you have to have this exact calculator or you cannot. I couldn't even come to class sometimes.
You had to be able to throw up the parabolas, man. You couldn't get the parabolas up there with a normal shitty calculator. You need the one with the cosines and the sines and the tangents and all that good
and
stuff.
the last time I
Yeah.
used parabolas.
It was the last time I used parabola.
Yeah, that was such an unneeded skill.
So much. You look back, especially math. Math is one of those that there's so many things that I'm like, all right, well, I'm never going to need this again. I want to go back to a kid and just write down like everything that he's going through. Yeah, just study this for the test. You'll never need to know this one
Right,
ever
or
again.
how about stop, drop, and roll? Like, I honestly, like, as a kid, did they embed in you that you were going to catch on fire at some point in your life? Like, everybody had to feel that way, right? Like, you're going to catch on fire. This is what you need to do. How often have you seen someone on fire in your entire life?
I've never seen anybody stop, drop, and roll instead of doing a stop, drop, and roll.
Right.
Right.
You on fire? They just
Wait, hold up. If you're on fire, just stop, drop, and roll real quick. Trust me. The hell
That
are you
is
talking
crazy.
about?
Like, honestly, that and quicksand. I thought quicksand was going to be a major issue growing up because, like, every movie or every cartoon that you watched, it was always people getting sucked into quicksand. And, Princess Bride, one of my favorite movies ever, they got to deal with the quicksand and the fire swamp and all that. And it's just like, damn, never once had I had to deal with quicksand or catch on fire or have to jump off a bus in the middle of it.
What the hell?
They just taught you so much random shit.
Easy said last time I used parabola, someone got pregnant.
So someone got pregnant in high school. Okay.
There you go. Shout out to our man, Easy. Joey, you got your news ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's get into that next.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
So former Lakers Danny Green and Dwight Howard returned to Staples Center yesterday to get their rings because they both play now for the 76ers, and you guys would think that it'd be an amazing day, right? A celebratory day. Except for Dwight Howard, because he got ejected for this. All he did was walk into him.
Oh, what is that?
I'm telling you, every single week, there's something soft.
We do that in the hallways here.
Like, ejected off of that pisses me off so much.
Man, when I saw the headline, I'm like, oh God, Dwight Howard doing some dumb shit again. And then I look at it like, how the hell he get ejected? How did Trez not even get? First off, nobody should have been ejected, but how did Trez not even get called?
Him.
Did he already have a tech at that point, or was it just an immediate ejection?
It was just an ejection.
Oh, that's first off, you can't rescind the rejection, you can rescind the tech, but they're gonna have to talk to that ref.
Yeah, that was bad.
And
that was bad.
We're not the only ones that was pissed about this one. Doc Rivers was pissed at Dwight Howard.
What did you see from your end?
Clowns, guys just joking around. I mean, it's ridiculous on both parts. So I didn't like it, bottom line.
So now what do you do with the loss of Dwight Howard? More Mike Scott, obviously?
Yeah, Mike has 2 fouls. I think our next biggest guy is me. So, we'll see.
All right, thanks, Coach.
I've never seen him smile, though.
Right.
At the end, he had a little smirk come out.
That was a good joke. I mean, our next biggest guy is me.
He's like, I'm a funny guy. Oh, man. Hilarious post-game interview. I didn't see this. It actually came out 2 nights ago with Anthony Edwards. It's kind of like just broke the internet yesterday. Anthony Edwards was doing an interview, and now with everything, like, you're not there next to the person. It's all through internet and everything. So the reporter must have lost connection on this, because look at how she handled this one.
We are, loving our role, and we're embracing each other, and that's what comes with winning. And like I said, when we played the Lakers, I seen how LeBron was carrying himself, coaching his teammates, and everybody was playing their role. So I told Kat about it. Me and Kat had a conversation.
Congrats, great game tonight. Thanks, Ant.
All right.
Oh, shit. All right.
Just mid-interview, she cuts him off saying, oh, thanks for the interview. Have a good day.
That's the last interview he's going to give her. I can guarantee that.
Anthony, have you ever seen any of his other interviews? He is hilarious. He's kind of like, he's not a Jamal Williams funny, but he's like a notch. He's like a close second. He's hilarious.
You're gonna put him on that level? I haven't even seen his interview, but that's a bold statement.
He just says a lot of hilarious stuff in toys with reporters, but not in an asshole way, in a fun way. He's a good guy.
He just got cut off there, though. Like, imagine that. Like, you're trying to give some insight to this chick, and all of a sudden, oh, thank you very much. Have a good day. It's like, what the
He
hell?
literally said, what the?
Right, like, why are we even talking then? Like, if you don't want to hear from me, why did you pull me over for this interview?
I was trying to find her talk about what happened, but I couldn't find the clip. But I'm almost guaranteeing that it was something with internet issues and lost connection, and they were like, just end the interview, just end the interview.
Right. That happens to everybody.
Yeah, it does. Former Detroit Piston Blake Griffin making his return to Detroit, now in a Nets uniform tonight. Brooklyn Nets versus the Detroit Pistons, 7 p.m. And I just want to play this one more time because it pisses all of us off in Detroit. The only point he has as a net right there is that dunk.
And, that's going to be the only points he has tonight. He's not going to do it.
What if he dunks against, we talked about it the other day, plus or minus 2 dunks tonight at LCA?
Oh, he's gonna have 2 dunks tonight.
You think so?
I think he's gonna have 2 dunks, and that's gonna be his only 4 points, and then he's gonna go sit in the ice bath for about a week and a half.
The thing I love about that play is he spent all season setting that play up by taking shitty three-pointer after shitty three-pointer after shitty three-pointer. So that way, when he finally pump faked that shitty three-pointer, he was able to get by his man and dunk. He had been waiting all season to do that to somebody.
Yeah, it only took him to missing 150 three-pointers.
I'm
just guessing.
That's it. That was in one game, too. It was amazing. I'm not even mad.
The Detroit Red Wings falling to the Nashville Predators yesterday. So you remember I talked about how we had 2 shutouts in a row against us, and I did not want another one?
Yeah, we got a goal, didn't we?
We got a goal, but truthfully, I wish we just had a shutout because we lost 7-1. 7-1. A shutout honestly sounds even better.
You know who was happy about that? Adam. Because he's taking the over on every game. That's 5.5, which is crazy. He's been killing it on that strategy. And he's coming up at, let's see, 8:50 to talk about Adam's bets. But, yeah.
7-1 is just like a tease. You would just rather just have that goose egg. We're like, all right, we just got our ass whooped.
Yeah, I mean, 7 in hockey is just ridiculous. That means that you just got pounded. Pounded. What
has changed? Like, I know, Stick, you watch a lot more hockey than I do. What has changed? Because when I was watching it actively, it would be 7 goals total between both teams would be a lot, let alone one team scoring 7 goals. Like right now, I'm seeing a lot of 5-2s and 6-1s. I'm like, when the hell did hockey start scoring like this?
You know, actually, I'm filling in on the hook for Pilar yesterday, and obviously D-Mac's on that show, Darren McCarty. Which, by the way, happy anniversary to Darren McCarty.
That's my next story.
If you don't know, this is the anniversary of him kicking the shit out of Claude Lemieux, and we got some really cool things planned today. But, sitting up here with Darren McCarty, I had literally the same exact question. Fish will tell you, same exact question. And he said it's similar to what's happened with basketball and stuff like that. Like the clutching and grabbing has kind of gone away. It's become a more open game, more fast-paced game. But then Fish pulled up the stats from last year, and they're actually scoring less goals this year than last year.
Damn.
Because honestly, I was under the impression that it was just like a snap of the fingers. This year, everybody's putting up 8 goals. But no, this has been a trend over time. It's just now it's really apparent.
Game is evolving?
Yep, the game is evolving. The game has changed. What's up, Fish?
Well, that's because they played 600 less games.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the average per game. It's on an average. It doesn't matter how the sample size doesn't matter.
That's just... Yeah, I just like, man, I'm about to get me back into it because I'm like, damn, they scoring this frequently?
Right. Well, and that's exactly why. That's exactly why. In baseball, chicks love the long ball. The home run era was a whole thing. Juice that ball up. Let these dudes hit 60, 70 home runs in a season to get fans in the stands. You're seeing it with basketball. Let these dudes just run over. Let shooters be shooter. Don't put hands on them. Never impede where they want to go. And now basketball, you see it. 130, 140-point games on a night, dude. The Pistons held, 7 teams in a row under 70? That'll never happen. That doesn't even happen in a half.
Literally not even in a half.
That was a crazy ass stretch.
Oh, that was an amazing stretch.
I think it was longer than 7 games.
Was it? I mean, it was the longest in NBA history, if you want to look it up real quick. But yeah, those games when they were holding people under 70. And I remember against the Nets, I think it was the last one, and they held them to 69. And it was just like, damn, this team is locked down defensively.
And during that season, Pistons held teams under 70 points 11 times, including a 5-game streak.
5-game streak. Okay, that's where I was thinking.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
That is.
Five games in a row, team scoring under 70 points. You can get away with it a couple times when you're playing the crappiest team in the league, but when your schedule lies out and you take down the whole schedule like that, ooh, man.
So you teased it, mentioning today our very own Darren McCarty celebrating the anniversary, March 26, 1997, when he whooped Claude Lemieux's ass. You don't mess with Draper. You don't mess with Draper. And Justin, our head graphics design videographer, he made a sweet piece. And here's a quick little clip to see it. It's on our
teaser,
YouTube.
because they're going to play the whole thing today at 3 o'clock with the hook. So we get to watch the whole thing today with Darren McCarty. And what this is if you've watched kind of like Peyton Manning's details, stuff like that, where he's going through and breaking down plays, McCarty's going to break down every step of this fight along the way, sitting there describing what he was thinking, what he was seeing, how it all transpired. And really hearing his insight and watching this edit has been crazy.
Oh, man. I can only imagine how this is going to be because, McCarty, just like myself, is a wrestling fan. So the way he's probably viewing this is probably from a whole storyline wrestling standpoint.
It's great. Let's play some. Let's play the preview, Justin.
Justin.
And yes, I've had the day March 26th on the calendar since May when Chris Draper got hit from behind. Oh, by the way, what happened? He broke his orbital bone, broke his jaw in 4 places, had his face wired shut. So when I got him out of the hospital 10 months earlier, I told him, this is the only time it was ever said, I looked at him in the car and I said, I'll take care of it. And that was it.
Oh, that's the only tease we're going to give right now?
That's it. 3 o'clock, you get to see the entire awesome edit that Justin made with the hook with Darren McCarty himself.
Yesterday on the hook, he had a little bit more of a tease, too. He played a little bit more of it. And, like, it was great. He's, like, talking at the camera like, it was this fist, my right hand, the right hand of God coming down. He's like, and I'm left-handed. He's like, so that's how strong this fist is. And, honestly, this breakdown, I'm looking forward to it. And yesterday, you know, like, having Darren McCarty around here now, we're used to having Darren McCarty around here, but obviously, you remember the first time he walked in, everybody was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
The best was Art's reaction because we didn't tell him he was coming in, and we're just all talking, and all of a sudden, D-Mac's back is facing him, and then he turns around. It's like, oh, holy shit, that's Darren McCarty, hey.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, you know, whenever I meet athletes or anybody like that, like I think the best compliment you can give them is thanking them for moments that they gave you. And that's what I do, you know, when I met George Blaha, you know, like George Blaha has given me so many memories that I appreciate it. Mason, when his announcement, like, those are things that these people give you. And when Darren McCarty did this, he gave that to the whole city. Because if you guys remember this Colorado Avalanche, Detroit Red Wings rivalry.
One of the greatest rivalries ever.
I mean, I haven't seen anything like it since or before, really. I mean, these teams literally hated each other. Like, loathed each other, not just competitive, I don't like you.
It's not like now when you see in sports, it's like it's a rival, so it's just a tough game. It was like what we like to call when the Avalanche and the Red Wings saw each other, it's what we like to call on site.
Right.
With them, it was on site. Soon as the puck dropped, whooping ass, scraps. That's what I really loved about it. It was nothing cheap, it was nothing fake or phony about it. It was authentic distaste.
And that's something that we'll always miss too, because hockey these days will never be like it was back then.
Yeah, they still have the fighting in it, but I haven't seen hate for two teams like that in a long
I think that's out of...
Maybe in college you see it every once in a while where they fight before the game and it's just an all-out melee. Like, maybe that...
I think college is the last of any sports, or take that back, high school and college. I think that's the last of any sports where rivalries are still really a thing. In professional sports, everybody's about the buck right now.
I was going to say, do you think that's because they just don't care about the name on the front of the jersey? It's like, all right, disrespect us. It doesn't matter.
Remember we talked about like how rivalries and how, like, you know, it was better back in the 80s. It was some kind of discussion we had about it. But my point is, like, as the game has evolved on how players play on the field and on the court, so have these rivalries. Guys are now more friends and business partners, and with the way of social media, they're all able to be cool and be on everybody's following. It's not that same disdain, that same hatred. It's gone.
And I think it's because they don't care about the teams that play for anymore. I mean, they used to fight because it's like, oh, you offended the Tigers? All right, we're scrapping. Now, you know, like, I know I pick on LeBron for hopping teams a lot, but he doesn't give a shit what's on the front of his jersey. Like, you insult the Heat, he doesn't care. You insult the Lakers, he doesn't care.
That's the thing.
They took pride in it before playing for a certain jersey. Like, it was prideful to be a Detroit Piston. It was prideful to be a Los Angeles Laker. Now it's like, all right, I like them because I can go get a win and get a ring and I'm going to get paid, but I don't give a damn. It's a job to me now.
And that's just a pure example. You talk about LeBron. I mean, even Tom Brady, when he leaves, like, if he were to stay with the Patriots, there would always be those rivalries with the biggest teams that he used to hate playing against. But now it's just these players, they get to the peak of their career and then they start swapping teams like it's no big deal.
Right. Well, we're going to watch this whole rivalry unfold again today at 3 o'clock. Make sure you're watching The Hook. D-Mac's going to break down his infamous fight with Claude Lemieux, and then the goalie's coming out and fighting, and just all of it's phenomenal. So if you want to relive that moment with the man who made the moment happen, make sure you're watching today at 3 o'clock right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Adam is in the building. He's got some bets he's going to talk about, so let's make some money next.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick. It is a rainy day on Woodward, overcast, but that's all right because it's the weekend. Joey's up here with me, and then, of course, because it is officially, well, it's 8:49, so you're a little bit early today, but 8:50, Adam comes on stage and shares his bets with us. And after an 0-5 performance a couple nights ago, how'd you rebound last night, buddy?
We rebounded well, 3-2 last night.
Nice.
So it was a good win. We walked away with a little over $112 yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, so we recovered. We doubled down. It was a little risky after going 0-5, but it worked. It worked out well. So, on the bright side.
You doubled down. What do you mean you doubled down?
So, when was it? It was Wednesday I went 0-5, right?
Right.
So, that day I believe I put $10 on every game. And then 5 on the parlay. So $55 total I invested into that day. I didn't win shit. The next day, which was yesterday, I put 20 on each game. And then I put 10 on the parlay. Parlay didn't hit. Don't care too much about that. But I hit on 3 games that the lines were super friendly, including the Denmark game I told you guys about. That Fish was, doubting me on. They won 2-0.
They did win, yeah.
Yeah, so that game won me money. So we kind of recovered from the shit show on Wednesday.
All right.
And I got a surprise for you guys, actually. Usually I just come up here and, I'll give you my 5 bets of the night. And, I kind of explain why. I'm going to go for the weekend. I am betting all March Madness. I'm going to give everybody March Madness bets for this weekend.
All right.
And we're going to start with Oregon State. I'm going to take them straight up to upset Loyola Chicago. Sister Jean, I don't believe in you, so I believe in Oregon State. I think this is the only upset that's going to happen over the weekend.
Damn, you didn't have to say it like that.
I mean, I'm sorry, man. It's the truth. Look,
so you're just
Loyola,
taking them money line, though, because they're -6.5.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at you if you took Oregon State to cover and you expected a close game, but I'm trying to make money. So instead of taking a -110 line on Oregon State to cover, I prefer to have... I love you, State.
Sorry, man.
I prefer to have the plus 225 odds on Oregon State. I think Oregon State pulls it off. I think the fairy tale ends for Loyola Chicago tomorrow night. We'll move on to Villanova to cover the spread against Baylor. I'm really sold on Baylor probably going all the way right now. They look so good. They're probably the 2nd or 3rd best team in the tournament right now in the way they're playing outside of Gonzaga and maybe UCLA, just how hot they are. So I think they win this game, but I think Villanova makes it close. It'll be an interesting game. And again, look at the line, -105. You're basically doubling your money for every dollar you put in. So we're not just going off you can't just look at the game and look at your bracket and be like, oh man, I really want this team to go through. No, don't give a shit. -105, it's a super great line, especially on a spread, so we'll take it. It usually never happens that way. We'll move on to Oral Roberts. Their fairy tale's got to end too. I think Arkansas wins. I think Arkansas wins. It's just that simple.
Yeah, no, to me, it has to happen,
It
right?
has to.
Like, Oral Roberts isn't good enough to make it to the Final Four.
There's no goddamn chance.
Right.
And if they do, good for them. But you know what? That's why I'm not betting against them. I just expect them to cover the spread. 11 points, I'll take the 11 points. I'm totally happy with
That's
that.
friendly.
I think it's very friendly. Arkansas was a team I had going out in my bracket in the 2nd round, actually. I felt like they weren't ready for this. So, having said that, I think if they win, they're going to win close. And that's really my gut feeling on this game. But Oral Roberts has been lights out from the perimeter. They play great perimeter defense, and there's a reason they are in the Sweet 16. So it'll be a good watch. And then these 2 next games, honestly, these are, I don't want to say my locks, but this is what makes most sense to me over the weekend. Houston and Michigan, I'm going to take them straight up on the money line. I love both of these teams. I have both of them in my Final Four. So no doubts. Houston stops that bullshit Syracuse weird-ass defense, and Michigan beats Ohio State. Although, I'm sorry, not Ohio State, Florida State. Although Florida State is probably the most dangerous team Michigan has played against all season, actually.
Well, the line is really scary to me. Like
-2.5.
Vegas has this as a very close game when in reality it shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's a toss-up game, and as it should be. Florida State has great perimeter players, wing defenders. They're so much more athletic than Michigan. I think where Michigan's advantage is with Hunter Dickinson in the post, but the dude can't stay out of foul trouble. So if he gets a few fouls early on in the game, Michigan's in trouble. It's just that simple. They can't keep up with Florida State's wing players. So it'll be interesting to watch.
This makes me happy, though, because honestly, I thought 100% you were going to go against Michigan on this game.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it.
I think they just look
It's not
too
a bad
good
bet.
right now, man. They honestly, last game showed me that they have what it takes to fight through, overcome adversity, be the better team, and like sometimes maybe even take out the better team, because LSU was a damn good team. Cam Thomas is no joke.
Oh, man, I'm so happy we're done with that kid.
Right.
Well, I think what Michigan has going for them is that ending to the season, I think, has played a big part in Michigan's success in the tournament so far. Their ability to fight through adversity, losing a few games towards the end of the season, losing to Ohio State in the Big Ten tournament. Those are heartbreaking lessons that you don't want to feel in March Madness. Why? Because your season's over.
Right.
So I think it's carried over well. And again, I have Michigan winning pretty comfortably. And I'll move on to Joey's favorite team, Gonzaga. Gonzaga plays Creighton. I'm surprised Creighton has even gotten this far, to be honest. But I'm not interested in who wins or who doesn't. Obviously, I think we all expect Gonzaga to win. But I'm going to take the under on the points. 158. Gonzaga have been hot from the field. So has Creighton. There's no chance. Creighton's got some shooters, but not as consistent as Gonzaga. I think Gonzaga just play a way better brand of basketball. They move the ball. There's not one guy that you got to shut down. You just got to play tight defense and contest every shot with the Gonzaga. So
right.
If anybody is to run up the score, it's going to be Gonzaga. They're probably going to win the game, but I could care less. I'm actually betting two portions of this game. I'm going to bet the first half under and the total game under.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Interesting bet.
Man, you got a lot of bets going on. I love this.
Yeah, man.
I want to see the parlay parts of this.
Oh, yeah. You're going to love this, Joey. And then the next game, Alabama to cover. I was thinking about taking them to win, but they're heavy favorites. -240. It's not worth it. Houston was the only team that I took that really had a significant advantage on the money line. Again, we're trying to make money, not just be right. But Alabama, I think they cover the 6.5 points. I think UCLA, again, they've touched magic. I think it ends over the weekend. Alabama's a much stronger team. I would say similar backcourt, maybe not from a three-point shooting standpoint, but they're just so much more athletic than UCLA. And it's going to run out for UCLA. Again, Alabama's average margin of victory in the tournament is 12.5 points. I mean, for me, this makes total sense. And again, look at the line, -115. I love it. I'll take it. And then the last game of the weekend, Oregon versus USC. Two teams I don't think anybody expected to really be this far. Maybe Oregon if you're an Oregon fan, but I'm going to take the over on the points. It's super low. You're talking two Pac-12 teams. They played in the Pac-12 title game. Towards the end of the season, USC did win. They came out, I believe, to a 17-1 start in that game. Over the first 8 minutes, it was a complete blowout. Oregon had no chance. I could give a shit who wins. I'm going to take the over. You're telling me I got to bet on both teams scoring 170 points each? I'll take it.
Yeah, that's another close line, too. That's another 2.5-point spread on that game. So that's going to be a competitive game that I'm looking forward to watching, too. So Michigan and that are the two closest that Vegas has. So I don't mind you taking the money line on that.
Yeah, look, man, you got to support, as Fish would say, the hometown team. But
so altogether, an 8-leg parlay.
Yep, 8 legs. You put in $20. It takes you, if you get these all right, you'll get $20 takes you a long way. $3,777. So
Damn.
I'll make Fish a promise though. I'm actually putting 50 on this. If it does hit, I'm gonna send Fish to Australia.
No way.
$50 on the parlay.
No way. So wait, go back to the.
That's like $9,000.
Essentially, it's like $7.5 grand.
Okay, I was gonna say. So what's 2.5, almost 4,000?
Oh, it's more. It's probably like 8,300.
You're at literally at like 10 grand.
Yeah, Fish, you're going to Australia if this hits.
What do you mean?
Australia, New Zealand. Which one do you want to go to?
Yeah, where do you want
Fish?
to go?
New Zealand, but wouldn't want to do a
no.
2
New
week
Zealand's fine. We'll make it happen.
Well, I'd have to do a 2-week lockdown if you're sending me there now.
Well, we'll wait.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Okay.
Listen, we'll make sure you get COVID, and then we'll send you there.
Unless the trip would be like 2 months long. That's the only way I'd be able to go now.
2 months long? That's how long you want to be there?
Well, if I have to do a 2-week quarantine.
That's fair.
We can't do that long without you, Fish. We
All
need
right,
you.
Fish. If the score, if it hits, I'll fucking do it. I don't give a shit.
We'll buy you a
Fish,
jersey.
I'm
Buy
gonna
him a
send you
jersey.
over
Don't do
there
that.
for 2 weeks. I gotta be in lockdown for 2 weeks. I don't care. That's your trip. So I'm gonna be in a hotel.
That's what we
Is
should
that his
do.
impression?
We
So I
should
can
send
see the
him to
city.
New Zealand for 2 weeks, just so he can be locked down in New Zealand for 2 weeks and come
Hey,
back.
there's the Sky Tower. Oh, I can't go see it. Oh, there's this. Oh, I can't go outside. and
But you could see it from your hotel room, Fish.
Oh, that's fun. I can go to New York and do the same thing.
All right, fine. We'll send you to New York too.
All right, easier done.
Get him out there. That's
God
awesome.
damn it, Fish.
If you do hit this parlay, though, man, that'll
Impressive.
be fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 3 games I really took for teams to win. You
Yeah,
want
on
to
this
avoid
parlay, what are your riskiest picks?
riskiest picks.
Yeah.
For sure, it's got to be Michigan. Michigan #1 for sure.
Really?
Yeah, Florida State is so good, man. There's a reason people are putting money on Florida State, and the line is so close. People know what they're doing. But I would say out of the 8 games, I'll take 3 that are the riskiest, and it'll be Oregon State to beat Loyola. It'll be Michigan to beat Florida State. So, of course, 2 money line games. What else is new? And actually, the Alabama... I'm sorry, not Alabama. The Oral Roberts-Arkansas game. Arkansas can kill this team. I'm worried for Oral Roberts. They're on a magical run. All it takes is 1 3-5-minute stretch of them not being able to score a basket, which they've proven they can actually do, and they won't be able to cover. So we'll see.
And what would be your lock pick out of all
Lock pick?
these? Yep.
Lock pick will be Gonzaga-Creighton. Both actually overs. The over and under games that I have, Gonzaga-Creighton and Oregon-USC, those are my super locks.
Okay.
And I think if I had to give you one more, it'd probably be Houston. I think Houston's a lock.
To beat
There's
Syracuse.
no way Syracuse and Boeheim. Like, it just doesn't
Buddy
make sense.
Boeheim, though,
It doesn't
man.
make
It's
sense.
Buddy Boeheim.
It doesn't make sense. I can't. I don't trust it. That weird ass double teaming defense where they fucking full court press you.
That zone that
you
they
go
run.
against athletes, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
But Buddy Boeheim, I love that
If your
story.
name's Buddy, like, come on.
If your name's Buddy Boeheim, like you're destined for greatness.
No, I mean,
Yes.
no. If your name's Buddy, I mean, you're probably compared to Buddy Hield and meh.
I was thinking Buddy the Elf.
That's not a bad
Another
comparison.
legend.
I'd rather
Hey,
be
it's Buddy.
the
What's your
elf.
favorite color?
Yeah, I'd rather be the elf than Buddy Hield.
Well, all right, Adam, thank you for your
Yeah.
picks. I mean, that is a lot of picks, and if you guys want to get involved in that, make sure you go to mybookie.com right now, and that is how you can lay down your parlays. You can lay down any type of bets that you want. If you just want to bet single games, we always emphasize that. That's why we wanted to point out the locks and the riskier picks of that parlay. But if you want to have fun with the parlay too, it's always, like you said, throw in $20, you could win $4,000. That's not really a bad exchange right there.
We're working on a cool feature with MyBookie, actually, hopefully in the next few weeks, where you'll be able to challenge me on picks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so let's
So
say...
Fish is going to challenge you a lot.
Oh, yeah. Fish will always take the Detroit home team, so I'll be betting against that. But I'll be maybe giving out a pick or 2 a day just on MyBookie that you can bet against or with, and you'll get a boost on it. So it'll be fun.
Nice. Well, go to mybookie.com, enter promo code Woodward. So on your first deposit, we can match that up to 50%. So you put in $1,000, we're going to give you $500 free money to gamble with. And you put $500 on that parlay.
Can you explain to them the difference, though, in betting that $1,000 or depositing that $1,000 on MyBookie compared to a majority of these sports betting sites?
Yeah, I mean, the bigger difference is it's your money. Like,
Yep.
when you go to all these other sites that are promising you free bets and $1,000 and insurance and all these other things, like they're just site credits, and you have to keep rebetting those site credits. You never get to pull that money out, essentially.
Yep, and that's the biggest risk is you can put $1,000 in. They'll match every dollar, which is great.
Right.
But you have to make a $1,000 bet.
Right.
To get the money. So you'll put in $1,000, and then they'll give you one $1,000 bet, and you have to hit. But you only win the winnings of it. You don't win the whole 1,000.
Right. You're not
so
getting
if you
your
take
money
a
back.
super favorite,
Right.
like a minus 500, you'll only walk away with $500.
It's tricky. I mean, but they're just trying to get people to sign up, I guess.
It's tricky.
But
It's
yeah,
worth it. It's got a lot of people, including
It's too
someone
risky
here.
for me. Even me, like I haven't signed up on most of those sites. It's just not worth it.
No, but in MyBookie, though, you get that money. Like,
It's yours.
I deposited my money, and I've been, playing blackjack. I've been gambling on games with it, and I can also withdraw it whenever I want. So it's nice. MyBookie's got a great setup. Well, Adam, thank you for coming on. Thank you for your bets. Coming up next, did you guys see how fast Micah Parsons is?
Boy's fast.
Boy's fast. We're going to talk about
Nobody
that.
listens to me here.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys and ladies. This is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Welcome back. It's the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick, and we've been talking about it. What are we, about 33 days away from the NFL draft now? Woo-wee! Woo-wee! Cannot wait for that.
Sneaking up on us.
We all did our mock drafts. We should probably do our updated, because Mel Kiper's on his third, and we should probably get on our second, right?
Yeah, just maybe.
My thing is this. I looked at so many of Mel's BS ones that I was like, man, screw these mock drafts.
Yeah, and I didn't want to keep pumping them out just for click's sake, you know? Like, I actually want to put some thought into them, because that's what I feel like sometimes Mel Kiper and Todd McShay do. It's like, all right, I don't need 15 versions of your mock draft. All that shows me is that your first versions, you had no idea what the hell you were talking about.
And second and third, you still have no idea what he's talking about.
You're just mailing it in to try to get them clicks. Yep. But either way, the guy I had the Lions taking in my first mock draft was Micah Parsons. I liked him at number 7. Obviously, this was earlier in the earlier in the offseason, so things have changed for the Lions. They have different position players in. They signed some free agents. They made some trades. So I'm not sure if I'm still exactly in the Micah Parsons boat, but yesterday at his pro day, this happened, and it got me kind of excited. This is Micah Parsons, 40-yard dash. Look how monster.
Imagine on a kickoff return.
Right.
You're Jamal Agnew running, taking this back, and he's coming at you.
So dude ran a 4.39. 4.39 he ran.
Yeah, he landed on the cone drill 6.94 and capped it off with a 10.6 broad jump.
I mean, and then you look at it. Okay, how does this translate on the field? Well, this little guy's not getting away. You know, like, sorry, guy, you are not running away from Micah Parsons.
And the thing about it, too, when you look at him, he played for Penn State, so he already is a Nittany Lions.
Oh,
so
I
he's
like
got
that.
Lion in him.
There you go, Joey.
And you know what makes me really happy about this? He said that he's talked to the Lions on several occasions.
Multiple times, yeah.
Including, after that, spoke with Dan Campbell. So, I got to say this. During his press conference when he got hired by the Lions, Dan Campbell said that he likes what he has to work with, but if he were being honest, he likes more pieces on the offense than the defense. At number 7, this is a hell of a piece that you could pick up for defense. I wouldn't be mad at it.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't be mad at it because they definitely need some playmakers on defense. You get this guy right here with the 7th overall pick. Why not? If you believe he's your guy and you don't want to take a chance on trying to trade back and get him later, go ahead and take him at number 7 if you believe in him. They definitely need linebackers.
They definitely do need linebackers. I mean, they need help everywhere
Yeah,
on
they need
defense.
all-
When you're the 30th ranked and like all-time worst defense ever, you need help at every position you can get. And that's why I really wanted them to go defense in the draft. But now that things have kind of progressed, there's a lot of things I wouldn't be upset about. Like if they went after a wide receiver, or, you know, we've talked about Sewell falling to us. If he fell to us, that would be like a dream come true. But now we see this, and my ears are perked up, because the last time I feel like the Lions actually had fast linebackers was like Boss Bailey and Teddy Lehman. Those were the
Bailey.
Not that they were good linebackers. I'm just saying they were fast linebackers, and I knew that because, you know, whenever I played Madden.
I was just going to say that. That was my boy in Madden.
Oh, man, honestly, the Lions were dope in Madden with those fast linebackers. You put those two in the middle, you could cover running backs out of the backfield, you could do literally whatever you wanted with them. Real time, not so much, but I do like the idea of us getting some speed and somebody that plays angry on defense.
And that's the thing. It's like you look at these 4 quarterbacks going early in the draft, and then the Lions being at number 7. We just got 2 teams before us that probably won't go a quarterback, that we have such a good opportunity because there's so many other players. You talk about all these amazing wide receivers, which is definitely a need that we got. But then you see a linebacker running a 4.3 what an addition that would be to our defense. And you already see our pass rush, our defensive line is really looking good right now.
Now, look, he was projected to be a top 10 pick. Then some things happened. He was apparently in some hazing practices with football, and he kind of fell out.
What does your fraternity say, Corey?
Hey, we ain't in that right now.
No, but what's the?
We been to go again. Well, Cap Outside Fraternity Corporation is not a hazing organization.
That's it. Yeah. That's all I want to hear. And if you don't say Michael Machine's not the real thing.
So, but on this case with him, he fell out the top 10. Do you think that his showing at his pro day catapults him back into that top 10 discussion?
I do. I mean, I honestly do. Like, it blew up on the internet yesterday. Like, that was all over the place. Did you see what Micah Parsons did? Did you see how fast he goes?
Yeah.
And in the NFL, like, it's crazy because if you ever break down film and you watch guys taking angles and stuff, and you can literally see, all right, and time it out. All right, if you were 0.2 seconds faster, you would have made this tackle. And it puts you in positions to make better plays. And I don't know, the way we saw so many people going after these quarterbacks, I don't really know what's going to happen in the top 10 this year, because if 4 or 5 quarterbacks go, that literally there's 5 other positions that you could draft players at. But Micah Parsons, to me, is the best defender on the board, period. I know Patrick Surtain's way up there on a lot of people's board, probably going at number 10 to the Cowboys. But to me, this is the top dog, and I think a team would be a fool not to take him if they had a chance at the top 10.
Let me ask you one thing, though. Didn't we all know already what his 40 time was? Or did he overperform with this one because he's been working towards getting better and faster?
It's similar to like the Olympics. Like, you can train all day and tell us what your train 40 is, but this is on the spot. This is underperformance, and this was the time to show off what you could really do. And he rose to the occasion. So, you know, I love when people call it the underwear Olympics, because that's literally exactly what the combine is. They make these dudes just prance around in their underwear, run, jump, sing, dance. They ask them weird questions to kind of throw them off guard in meetings. Have you ever heard like some of the questions they ask them in meetings?
Oh yeah, didn't they ask Des Bryant something like really stupid about his mother's past?
Yeah, that's like, how do you feel about your mom being a crackhead or something like that? Yeah, like, and literally just flat out like that, because they want to see how you react, and they're like,
media. I mean, that's things media will probably ask you at some point throughout your career. Or definitely some stupid fans.
And that's exactly it. That's what they're trying to do, is like get these guys ready for the stupid questions, or just see their temperament and how they respond to bad situations. You know,
one of them just whoops their ass or something like that behind the camera.
It's gonna happen.
It's happened, I'm sure.
Now I'm looking at this how this draft is playing out right now. As far as the order, no trades have been made, and we're all obviously expecting somebody to make a trade, but we're sitting at number 7, of course. Then after that is the Panthers, Broncos, Cowboys, Giants, 49ers, Chargers. I'm trying to figure out if they were to trade back and try to take a chance on getting a Parsons and getting another pick, who could they probably trade back with and take a chance on, like trying to trade back to get a Parsons?
It depends on how far you want to trade back. To me, the team that they could get the most out of right now is the team sitting right behind them in Carolina.
Yeah.
Because you know what Carolina needs, and you know that they want a quarterback. So if I'm the Lions, I'm yelling to the mountaintops that I'm taking a quarterback just to force their hand.
Yeah, but that talk's over now. There ain't going to be any quarterbacks available at number 7, I feel like.
But in the event that there is, the Lions should definitely just keep on playing coy. Like, even though that they signed Goff, to say, hey, just because we signed him we just made a commitment for the next 2 years, not beyond that.
Right.
So I think they should play their hand like that. So like you said, if they tease that they're possibly going to draft, let's say a Trey Lance or Justin Fields falls that far, you can tease it with the Panthers, be like, well, what you want to give us for him? Then you can go ahead, because we're going to take Parsons or the other guy anyway.
Right.
Then you can go ahead and get that haul out of him.
I still love that Washington football team trade too, man.
Why hasn't it happened yet?
Is that the one you still want to happen?
Yeah, that has to happen.
Yeah, Washington, they were going to swap picks with us in the first round and give us an additional first round next year, right? That was the deal?
Yeah.
Oof.
So it'll be three
we have 3 next year.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be 3 first next year. But then we will also have an additional second rounder this year, though.
That's the ideal situation, especially think about the next 2 years. Obviously, we get 1 first-round draft pick this year, but next year we get 2, and the year after that we get 2. Like, you could build a team really well by doing that.
That's what we need, too, because, like, there's so many positions throughout this whole rebuild, retool, whatever the hell you want to call this, that we're going through right now. But there's so many positions that we need. And if we get that, because these drafts, I mean, in the first couple rounds, you never know what you're going to get.
Right. That's the thing. You got to wait to see how this falls, and that's why you do all these mock drafts to prepare yourself for all these different situations. Like Mel Kiper's on 3. I'm sure the Lions are on like 400 of how this draft is going to play out.
Yeah.
And also too, they have a guy in Brad Holmes who's apparently a draft wizard in how he breaks down and scouts things. So hopefully they're able to go ahead and get a haul or do something significant in this draft. But I'm just looking at it again, this draft order. I think Micah Parsons would probably slip to either 12 or somewhere between 12 and 15.
And that's crazy because, like I said, he was number 7 in my mock draft.
Yeah.
And if some team gets him at like 12 or 13, what a steal. And that just shows how jacked up this year's draft is going to be.
I hope we can be one of them teams that can trade back and get him. And then on top of that, get more pieces or get more picks for later on down the line.
Right. So, Joey, you convinced? Should we take a linebacker or trade back? What you thinking?
I don't know. See, because then the talk of Pitts the other day had me thinking.
Right.
And then you look at these receivers, and it's like, all right, well, if we got the Heisman still on the board, I want him too. I'm really undecided. Like, I got to sit down and just reevaluate where we're at because still, even if Justin Fields is on the board, I'm not fully away from that, even though that they announced that we're going to be locked in for 2 years 100% with Goff. There's just a lot up on the board right now.
But that's the good thing that the Lions have put themselves in a position. Normally when we're going into a draft, it's like, oh, God, we need this. We need this. We have to draft this. And sometimes that puts you in awful positions because then you end up taking a Brandon Pettigrew when you really didn't have to take a Brandon Pettigrew, but you knew you needed a tight end. And it's like this year we can address several different positions, but we've also insulated ourselves really well and set ourselves up to the future where we can kind of call the shots on how this draft plays out, not just, oh, best player available fell to me, I got to take him.
Yeah, and I hope they just go ahead and play their hand the correct way. But for me, if any of these players fall to the Lions, they got to take them. They got to take. But first off, if Penei Sewell or Kyle Pitts fall to the Lions, for me, that's an automatic snag.
Right.
That's just for me. That's an automatic snag. Anybody else, kind of like maybe work the draft and kind of see what you can get. But yeah, those two guys, you get Kyle Pitts or you get Penei Sewell, you stole.
Yeah, I like the position that the Lions have put themselves in. They have tons of assets moving forward, like we discussed, and now they get to pick and choose their destination, how they want to get there and how they want to build this team. There's no pressure for them to must take this position, and I love that. Like, if they love the quarterback, take the quarterback. If you love the wide receiver, take the wide receiver. If you love the lineman, take the lineman. Love the linebacker, take the... But at least you have options to where if you love a guy, that's the guy you can get now.
Do you think there's a wrong pick for the Lions? Like, out of all the people that we've talked about they could possibly get, there one pick that would just make you go, what the hell are we doing?
Patrick Surtain.
Yep. And he's going to the Cowboys.
That would be the one pick I'd be like,
yeah.
So back-to-back years we went quarterback with top 10 picks. Like, these two better turn out, but that's the only player that just wouldn't make sense to me.
Okay, that's fair.
Just because of the draft capital we spent last year. And I know that may be stupid to say because we may throw out one of the best cornerbacks of all. Like, we may be looking back at that in 10 years and being like, we could have had the next Deion Sanders.
But, no, to your point, though, if they were this year's draft and they had 10 and they took Patrick, but they didn't take Okudah last year at 3, it'd be fine. It's the fact that they took Okudah at 3 last year. Like, you took a quarterback at 3 and he's not a Deion Sanders or Charles Woodson in his rookie year.
Right.
That's the problem. If you trade back and would have got him, it would have been easier to stomach. So
normally I'm like not crazy about taking receivers in the first round, especially a draft pick this high, but we really need a receiver. So I wouldn't be mad at that. You get that. You get a good offensive lineman. You get an amazing linebacker. You get an amazing tight end. Like, those are all weapons that we can actually use. And you just got to really trust in the process, and I really do this time.
I hate that.
I
hate
know,
that
but
term
this time
so
I feel
much.
different.
For more than anything, they've already shown that they've invested in golf for the next 2 seasons, so give him weapons.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing right now. I would not be mad if they went and got Parsons, but get golf weapons because you don't have a lot of money. No offense to Tyrell Williams. If he's healthy, great, but that's if he's healthy. Rashad Perriman, he's a good, additional receiver, but he's not going to change the world. Luckily, they have T.J. Hawkinson, but I'm like, again, you got to give golf weapons. If you get a Jamar Chase or a Kyle Pitts, now you're talking about building an offense around this guy because you would then have Goff, you would have DeAndre Swift, you got Jamal Williams. So you got that with the quarterback and the running back. Then you're going to have Hawkinson and the Pitts along with those receivers. We can work something out.
Yeah, that's why I love that we're at. We can't go wrong, baby. We really can't. The only way we could go wrong is if we take Patrick Surtain. That's the only way we could go wrong. But like you said, you add Pitts to this offense. All right, looks better. You had a top-end wide receiver. All right, looks better. You had a great lineman.
Yeah.
All right, looks better. You had Parsons. Defense looking better. Like, no matter what, we're improving. So they just got to make the right decisions and get the most value for that. If they could trade back, still get their guy, and get some extra picks, obviously that's a dream scenario. They fall in love with a quarterback at number 2. They could trade up with the Jets. We have enough assets to do that. So really, the Lions are in a win-win-win-win-win situation. They just got to make sure that the path that they want to go down is the path that they're committed to.
I believe they're going to be all right. I'm hoping that Brad Holmes takes a page out of Troy Weaver's playbook and does some draft day maneuvering to go ahead and get some additional picks in that first round.
Yeah. People asking in the chat if we're going to do a live watch party for the draft. You damn right we are. You damn right we are. We were talking to Sean Baligian about that, and he's going to have the smoke show come out and cater it. Like, we're going to have it up on the big screen behind us. And we were thinking about, like, making this like a legit mock draft. Like, I'll dress up like the commissioner, and every time Goodell goes up, we'll be on right after him, maybe like 2 seconds, and we'll make the announcement of the picks. Like, and with the number 2 pick, don't know what the fuck the Jets are doing, but they took a quarterback, so we'll just have
this quarterback from BYU. Hey, what's BYU stand for?
Right, exactly. So it's going to be a mock draft.
Is it going to be like freaking Key and Peele?
Or like the Dave Chappelle? The Asian community would like to select. What you got, Fish?
I think that unless Scott Bischoff's in Cleveland, he's going to be here.
Nice. So we'll have our draft expert.
Draft.
We can throw it to him, and we can talk about that. And yeah, we want to do it up. We did the Pistons draft watch party, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was.
And I want to go back and see my face when they don't take Tyrese Halliburton.
See, because we had the inside information, so we already kind of knew that Killian was coming to Detroit. So
we knew that a foreigner, they wanted to draft a foreign player. That's what they said. And honestly, I thought it was the dude from Israel that they were trying to go after. I didn't think Killian would be available there, and I don't think they did either. But then when Killian fell to them, we were like, oh,
the other
that's the foreign guy they were talking about. So we've still yet to see the best out of Killian, but that's coming up, right? Let's do this. We got more Sweet 16 games to cover next. We got to look at Villanova and Baylor, and, of course, UCLA, the team that you love to hate. We'll talk about them next.
Welcome to Crumble Cookies. It is Joey from Woodward Sports, and this is my new favorite spot where I like to spend my time because they have the best cookies I've ever had in my entire life, and you won't regret coming here and trying them. Located off of Rochester Road, right next to the Imagine Theaters in Rochester Hills, it's Crumble Cookies. Come try these delicious cookies. They even got their own app. They got curbside pickup. They got delivery. You won't regret it. Just come try for yourself. You'll thank me later, I promise.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us, being a part of the chat, and just getting involved. We appreciate you, and obviously more Sweet 16 games are happening this weekend. Adam went over all of his picks. Let's just get into some of our picks for this. You got Villanova taking on Baylor. Baylor is favored by 7, and the over-under is 141.5. I'm in the camp of Baylor's running all the way to the Final Four. I don't see many teams that are going to be able to stop these guys. I mean, you see here them just beating up on Wisconsin. And whenever you got a guy with a mullet like that,
oh yeah,
you're doing good things.
And you look at Villanova. I mean, they've played teams like Winthrop in North Texas, so that's pretty much going from JV to varsity overnight. Playing this Baylor team. I mean, the Baylor guards, they're unstoppable. This team, I think personally, getting a clear win on this one.
I mean, shoot, Illinois went out there and laid an egg, so Baylor is pretty much just got a.
But they got a player with a mullet.
Doesn't look.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? That matters more than anything.
You taking mullet or you taking creepy stash?
Ooh.
The mullet's clean. That mullet's clean. I won't lie.
I'm taking both of them. I'm starting my team with those two.
Oh, you taking a mullet with the stash?
Yeah.
Oh, living on the wild side.
That's right. The ultimate player.
Man, I think Butler. I mean, not Butler. I think Baylor just. I don't think they're going to win it all. I still have a high hopes and belief that Michigan's going to go ahead and take the whole thing, but I think Baylor's going to be right there facing them. I mean, they're the last number one seed, were they? No, they're not a number one.
Baylor?
Yeah.
Baylor,
yeah,
Gonzaga,
right.
And Michigan. They're all still in it.
It's going to be 1 versus 1.
Yeah. And honestly, that's what I had in my bracket before Illinois screwed it all up. I had all 1 seeds in the Final Four because that's just how I thought this was going to play out. So far, right about 3 of the 4, but really wrong on the 1 of the 4.
Yeah, I had Baylor getting knocked out a little bit earlier. I had Michigan versus Illinois for my title game, but yeah.
See, but this is a big weekend where somebody could win that PS5. There's going to be so many different changes because we talk about Adam, right? Adam was, when I checked on Friday, he was number 1 at the top of the list, and then just dropped, and then your mom was there, and then she just drops. Like, all it takes is that one game, and you're going from number 1 or number 10 all the way down to number 4,000 possibly.
Yeah, and if you don't know what Joey's talking about, we did a bracket challenge with David Hall and Hall Financial, and the big prize was a perfect bracket. Someone was going to get $500,000. Obviously, nobody had a perfect bracket, but we got 1st through 5th place prizes and last place, baby. We were going to give away a toilet for last place. So we've been keeping track of how this has been going. And we had a ton of entries, but I'm sitting at like 695 in the rankings right now.
At least you got 3 digits.
Yeah.
I'm out here looking like the 4-digit.
And I ain't even look at mine yet.
Oh, you haven't looked at your... Oh, you got to check it out.
You have it at home?
No, ever since that opening week, I just said,
Wait, you didn't? Did you tank ours or you didn't? I thought you said you were going for the toilet.
I was going for the toilet, but...
Maybe you still may get it.
Yeah, hopefully so.
Dude, what if you went for the toilet and now you're sitting at number 150?
Right, like you have a shot to win it all and you went for the toilet. And there were a lot of upsets. So if you were picking, like UCLA is a team that could get you a lot of points because nobody was really picking them to do anything. But damn, UCLA, that's another team I wanted to talk about. They're playing Alabama -6.5. Alabama's -6.5. 145.5 on the points. But as we've seen, UCLA is a pesky team, man.
And you look at VCU a couple years ago. I mean, they went from being that first 4 team to being the Final Four contender now. And it's like, to me, that's so exciting because you look at this UCLA team, and they've been playing so well that to go from playing in the play-in game like that, I didn't like that they beat our squad, but how cool would that be to make it to the Final Four for them?
Yeah, from first 4 to Final Four. I mean, the headline writes itself.
Seriously.
But yeah, every time I see UCLA right now, though, all I think about is the lost opportunity that Michigan State had. Because all they had to do was close out that game. That's it. That's all they had to do. And they could be UCLA right now, setting up to play Michigan this weekend.
I had them in the Sweet 16.
Did you?
Oh, you did?
I had Michigan State in the Sweet 16 because I just said, look, I as much trash as I talked about Izzo, I just said, okay, they can get past UCLA because I don't see them losing a play-in game. I'm like, all right, once they're in the play-in game, I just start looking at the way the brackets were. I'm like, they could really get to the Sweet 16.
And then once the upsets started to happen, you're just like, oh my God, State, you would have had to play all 18 seeds to get there.
Oh my, they would have had a freeway.
Exactly. Well, that's what UCLA pretty much
had. 18 seeds.
Right. Just the lowest seeds that you could ever find.
But it's weird because you look at Alabama and then you even think of the SEC. It's so weird to me because SEC is football. That's all you think of when you think SEC is football.
Right.
But you look at Herb Jones for Bama. I mean, being the SEC player and defensive player of the year, this team has been really playing well that UCLA is not going to have an easy one.
No, I don't think any of these games are super easy. Like the
if
only
you're
one
playing
really
Creighton,
Arkansas
come on,
over.
that's easy.
What's that?
If you're playing Creighton, that's an easy win.
Yeah, Creighton and then Arkansas over Oral Roberts. Those are probably the two easiest on the docket for the
Don't
weekend.
sleep on Oral.
No, I love Oral. I really do. It's
Yeah.
like my favorite thing, and I love this team. And did you guys hear? Can we give it up for them? Their Twitter got verified.
Did it?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It wasn't even verified before the tournament, but after they got the upset, they tweeted at Twitter like, "Hey, can we get that check mark now?" So shout out to Oral Roberts for getting verified on Twitter.
Gotta love Oral.
Yeah, thanks, Joey. Joey, you ready for your news?
I am.
All right, let's do this. Let's take a break, and we'll hit Joey's news coming up next.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
Hey, this is not the night that Dwight Howard was hoping for in his return back to Staples Center to claim his championship ring, because now obviously he's playing with the 76ers, so he and teammate Danny Green got presented with the rings. But Dwight Howard got kicked out. He got ejected from this game for this play right here. So soft. These referees this season are freaking killing me.
Yeah, I want to know what led up to that, because there had to have been more to it where the guy's like, because are those twin referees too? Can you play that back? Those referees look like freaking clones. Look at these two. Wait for it. Look at these guys.
They got the same
dude.
lineup
It's a glitch
too.
in the Matrix.
They got the same lineup.
They do. Look at when they did.
What the hell is that?
Inside job.
Right. But either way, there had to have been something leading up to that, or they were just sick of Dwight Howard shit.
You know who else was sick of it? Doc Rivers, his own coach.
What did you see from your end?
Clowns, guys just joking around. I mean, it's ridiculous on both parts. So I didn't like it, bottom line.
So now what do you do with the loss of Dwight Howard? More Mike Scott, obviously?
Yeah, Mike has 2 fouls. I think our next biggest guy is me. So, we'll see.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Hey, not bad if Doc were to step in the game. I bet you he can still hoop.
That's why baseball coaches wear uniforms, because they could technically play if they had to.
Really?
Yeah.
Could an NBA coach hop in?
No.
Yeah, you can't.
No, he's not wearing a uniform. But
so
yeah.
if he threw on a uniform, he could?
Yeah. Well, no, he'd have to be a part of the 12-man roster, but that part of the managers wearing uniforms is they're part of the roster.
Has that ever happened?
Not that I'm aware of, but it's a fun little baseball, caveat.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
That's really neat.
I love the old school rules in baseball, man.
Tonight we got my least favorite Piston probably of all time, Blake Griffin.
Yeah, you've really grown to hate
return.
him.
I've honestly, in the beginning I was so excited about this whole thing. But then you just, because my biggest thing is effort. If you can't give effort, I want nothing to do with you.
Joey's come to the dark side. Because
Yeah.
I've been beating that Blake Griffin drum before the season started. The writing was just on the wall about this guy.
It's so obvious, especially when someone just, it's not even about him not being happy with the team. It's just, he wanted to get out of Detroit.
Right.
That's what bothers me. I hate when athletes do that because it's so easy to want to move from Detroit to Brooklyn, obviously.
Yeah. There's Blake in his one shining moment.
So he's taking on. So the Nets Pistons playing tonight at LCA. The game's at 7 o'clock. What kind of performance are we expecting from Blake Griffin?
I don't know. It's different without fans being there. Like, I honestly don't know. You don't know what you're going to get from Blake Griffin. Like, even though that was his highlight, that was his only 2 points of the game.
Right.
So he may have 2 points. He may have 10. Don't expect him to show up and have like a 20-20, double-double or anything like that, though. Are you going to the game tonight?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Corey, you going to the game?
Nah.
I heard there's still tickets left to these games. Like, even though they're only releasing 750 tickets.
That makes me sad.
It
We
does.
got to talk about this for a second because I went to a Red Wings game the other day, and I'm sitting with my friend who goes to a lot of games, and I'm like, dude, it's freaking sweet that there's I was like, do you think this is about 750? He's like, I don't know if it's sold out. And then I'm like, you're kidding me. He's like, this is honestly, last couple of years, this has been how Wings games have been inside of LCA.
Yeah. Oh, my buddy, actually works at the LCA.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, you can just walk up and buy tickets at any time to go to any of these games. It's not like, even though it's 750 tickets, it's not like they're sold out.
Yeah.
Why, though? I mean, these last couple of months, it's been a year now that we have not gone to sporting events. We're all saying, I can't wait to go back to a concert. I can't wait to go back to a sporting event. And then they give us that opportunity. I know it's only 750 people. It's limited. Do you think it's, one, the team sucks so bad no one wants to go, or two, people are scared to go?
I think it's
both.
And then you got to add in, it's out of people's routines. Like, to me, that's the biggest thing that COVID has done, is it's changed people's routines. Like, the people who are used to going to Pistons games once a week or once a month, it's not in their routine anymore. So, we're creatures of habit. Like, when you get up every morning, you can tell your body will set an alarm clock for you to, it's almost my time to wake up every morning. And, when we get in those habits, as soon as you break them, it's hard to get them back. And to me, that's what's really happening, is people just aren't used to going to LCA. They're not used to parking anymore.
Yeah.
They're not used to going through the motions. And
pricing, too, when you look at it. It's not saying that pricing of tickets are really expensive. I mean, you're paying for the experience, and it's definitely well worth it. But then you think of the concessions, and you go, and it's $5 for a hot dog or whatever it might be. And it's still, to me, I look at it, and I'm like, it's still worth it because of the experience. But even bars, when bars open back up, people are like, I could just drink at home.
Yeah, and even with that being said, if the Pistons were, the Brooklyn Nets right now, it'd be sold out.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. What's up, Fishy?
Yeah, this is on Ticketmaster, and 2 tickets are $169.
Where are they located? Do you know?
Section 102, row 25.
Okay, so lower bowl. So how much
But
were they again?
$169 each. $169 each.
Okay, so
but that's probably why people won't want to go because
each.
That's each. Each ticket's $169.
Oh man, well there you go.
So that's probably why people don't want to go, but also COVID, so a lot of people may not have the money to go.
And this is the thing, it's like I don't want to come down on the Pistons and the organizations because they are only allowed 750 tickets to be sold.
Right.
And I guarantee it's 750 people, so I guarantee you a bunch of them are free tickets that they give away, family and things like that, so they got to make their money too and recoup.
Yeah, but that is a lot of money to go to an empty stadium. I think the experience would be cool. Like when you went to the Red Wings games, it's got to be a different experience, right?
Yeah, it was fun. But the thing about it is I won't say it's the most fun game that I've been to because I'm all about, I'm all about people being around me and a Nashville Predator fan right there that I could talk shit to and just really have fun and get into the game. But now it's more so just you chilling with whoever you're with, enjoying the game, and it's still a cool experience. It's just for me personally, I need the rest. I need the energy and the environment in the stadium.
My man, here's my whole thing. I know that the NBA is losing money still with no fans being there. I get it. I get they have to get some type of, money back. I understand it, but look, 107. Nobody was paying $40 for Pistons games when we could go to the games. You're gonna talk about 170 with no fans and limited? I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I gotta drop $400 to take me and my girl to a ball game right now.
For real.
That is a lot. What's up, Fish?
Yeah, all the sites I'm looking at are around 160, 170. But shout out to Michael. He's in the studio. He brought up a good point. Because of COVID, you can't buy one ticket, so you got to buy in bulk. So you got to buy 2, 4, 6.
What you saying over there, Mike? You just buy one ticket, roll the game solo?
I was going.
How many people just buy one ticket?
Yeah, right. So you'd have to pay for 2 tickets.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Which $169 each. You'd rather just pay for one.
Yeah, so $340 to go to the game.
But I won't lie though. 2 games I've been to. I walk in, I don't even know what my seat is. You just walk and you find a chair.
Of course.
It's so awesome. I love that part.
Yeah, see, that would be the cool experience aspect of it because you're never going to see it again. Hopefully we never see it again in history. Like, Corey, when you were at the Lions game, the Lions are playing, but there's nobody in those 65,000 seats at Ford Field. That's just got to be such a surreal thing.
I will say this because I did go to LCA the other day for a quick second, and I saw like the first quarter game. I would rather go to an empty basketball game than an empty football game. Empty arena for football is horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah, basketball gyms at least are a little smaller, a little bit more intimate. But when you're, because they had you up on the upper deck too, didn't they?
Yeah, and you know what? I'm fine with being in the upper deck. It's just that nobody was there. It was weird.
Yeah,
it was just a weird experience.
And then on top of that, we're getting our ass kicked, so it was double weird.
No, that Tampa Bay Lions game, that wasn't the ass kicking. That was just I don't know what that was. That was past ass.
It was a lesson.
That was a lesson.
You could get your ass beat, but you could also get taught a lesson, and they got taught a lesson that game.
So, yeah, that's one thing that tonight, Blake Griffin back in Detroit. And moving on, we got to talk about Anthony Edwards. The other night, it's a rookie, does an interview, and listen to what the reporter has to say during this.
We are, 11-out row, and we're embracing each other, and that's what comes with winning. And like I said, when we played the Lakers, I seen how LeBron was carrying himself, coaching his teammates, and everybody was playing their roles. So I told Kat about it. Me and Kat had a conversation.
Congrats, great game tonight. Thanks, Ant.
All right.
He's like, oh, shit. The reporter just straight up interrupted in the middle of that interview, and I haven't seen why she actually did this, but I'm almost positive that there had to have been some technical difficulties, and then the producers in the ear were probably like, all right, cut the interview. We lost him, but that was funny.
Right. I feel like that's when people talk to me on the phone and I'm not paying attention. I'm just like, all right, well, okay, I'll talk to you later. They're like, I asked you a question.
Wait, what? Stick.
I'm the worst, man. I really am. I feel bad for people that have phone conversations with me. And, like, my wife's to the point now, like, so what are you looking at? Because she knows I'm not paying attention to the conversation. She knows I'm like scrolling through my phone while people are. I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
You know who's the biggest legend? Because I'm kind of like you. I don't even like phone calls. Just text me. I'll get back to it whenever I could. But Tony from Grow Green, when he was here yesterday, he's got this busted ass old iPhone, and I'm like, man, you gonna update your phone? And he's like, nah, like it's been like this for 3 months. People can't call me. I was like, dude, I love that.
That's my excuse.
It's so good. But real quick, Corey, I wanted you to give a little update because yesterday was the trade deadline in the NBA. It ended at 3 p.m. So could you just catch us up to speed? I know there wasn't too much, but where are we at right now?
Oh, man, there was some trades out there. None of the super big names, but one, I'll go through a few of them. The Nuggets. Nuggets got Aaron Gordon. Nuggets when Nuggets and the Orlando Magic entered the trade, Nuggets got Aaron Gordon. The Magic got Gary Harris, R.J. Hampton, and the future first-round pick. One of the ones that really was like the last-minute trade that I did not see coming was the Victor Oladipo trade. The Rockets sent Victor Oladipo to the Miami Heat for Kelly Olynyk, Avery Bradley, and a pick swap. Evan Fournier, the Magic traded him to the Celtics for Jeff Teague and 2 second-round picks, and then the 2 more. Nikola Vucevic got traded from the Magic. The Magic just got rid of everybody, basically. They cleaned house. Traded Nikola Vucevic and Al-Farouq Aminu to they got traded to the Bulls for Wendell Carter, Otto Porter Jr., and 2 first-round picks. But the one that is just the funniest one of all, Rajon Rondo, going back to L.A., but not to the Lakers. He's going to the Clippers. The Hawks sent him to the Clippers for Lou Williams and 2 second-round picks. The funny thing about this trade is, for one, Lou Williams is going back to Atlanta for his second stint. So that means now Lou Will does not have to worry about NBA protocols. He can get all of the Magic City lemon pepper wings that he wants. So that's great for him. But the other thing is, the Clippers got Rondo, and I don't think they really improved. I mean, it's
that's what I'm saying. And giving up the 2 picks.
Like I get the trade. Like, all right, I kind of get the trade. I mean, Patrick Beverly's not the answer at the point guard, and neither is Reggie Jackson. But I don't know if Rondo moves the needle for them. So, I don't know about that trade. It was a whole bunch of other ones as well, but they were not as. Those were the most significant ones.
And they'll end it all. March 26, 1997. A day that Detroit will never forget, and a day that Claude Lemieux will never forget, because you can't forget your ass getting beat like this. So it is a celebration today here at Woodward Sports. Our own Darren McCarty whooping Claude Lemieux's ass, and they're going to be playing a nice little tribute and thing that we can just reflect on this and celebrate that anniversary. So 3 o'clock today on The Hook, hosted by Darren McCarty, Pilar, and Maz. They're going to be playing the full edition of this edit, but right here is a little preview to get you hyped.
And yes, I've had the day, March 26th, on the calendar since May when Chris Draper got hit from behind. Oh, by the way, what happened? He broke his orbital bone, broke his jaw in 4 places, had his face wired shut. So when I got him out of the hospital 10 months earlier, I told him, it's the only time it was ever said. I looked at him in the car and I said, I'll take care of it. And that was it.
That was it. After something like that, you just got to honestly retire and switch your career, and that's what I'm telling you to do right now at Northwestern Tech. It is the HVAC school that works, a 10.5-month hands-on HVAC program. You could learn everything you need to at northwesterntech.edu, and take my advice, because Stick and I, we personally know a few people that made it through this program, talked about how amazing it was. Now they got themselves a new and amazing career, so northwesterntech.edu.
Well, thank you, Joey. And we were just talking about D-Mac's big fight. Obviously, today at 3 o'clock, you got to watch that whole video. It's really amazing watching D-Mac walk you through that fight. And if you haven't seen the fight, make sure you're watching it. If you have seen the fight, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And speaking of fights, the UFC got a big fight going on this weekend. UFC 260, right?
Yeah, big heavyweight showdown. I mean, I always say, when I come on the show here, I always say, I'm so excited for this card. I'm super excited for this card. I mean, it's the rematch, 15-3 Francis Ngannou against 20-3, arguably the greatest heavyweight of all time with Stipe Miocic. The card is stacked. And we're giving away a dartboard, too. Not just any dartboard, a proper dartboard.
Proper 12 dartboard, right?
Alex has got the picture of it. We made sure to put Ariel Helwani's face on it.
Why?
Because I can't stand Ariel Helwani.
I'll put Art's face on there.
Yeah, he's taking everything I worked for. No, but it's an awesome dartboard. It is slightly used because I have used it a little bit. I am a dart. Is it dart shooting pro?
Shooter.
Dart
shooting pro. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I mean, this card is stacked. We're gonna have the UFC AOC. I like the way that sounds. UFC AOC watch party tomorrow.
Man, how do you pronounce all these names, man? For real.
UFC Art of Combat. Oh, for fighters?
All these names, man.
I'm notoriously known on the podcast where I shit on the names. I'm not even gonna fake it. There's Bruce Buffer has made the mistake. Dana White makes the mistake. Hell, Joe Rogan does, so I can too. But yeah, it's gonna be a great card. UFC watch party kicks off at 10 o'clock right here on Woodward Sports.
And you're giving away that dartboard. How can people win that dartboard?
Hey, there you go. Fill out the Google form. I just posted it on all my socials, and shout out to Woodward Sports, the great company that I work for retweeting that. You fill out the Google form. My friend Felicia just said, I picked the coolest names. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. That's what we want. Like, you don't have to be a fighting expert. Just make your picks. There's 5 on their total, and then, of course, Stipe and Francis, how it ends. If someone gets them all correct, you will win that proper 12 dartboard.
So last time we did a watch party here in the studio, Darren McCarty showed up, Ace was in here, Easy was in here, I was doing your producing, sipping on some proper 12.
Yeah.
And we had a great night, man. Like, I ended up like 45, 50,000 people watching. It was a crazy experience. You got any special things planned for this watch party on Saturday night right here at Woodward Sports?
Yeah, I've heard there's been rumors that if the actual stream gets over 10,000 views, that Easy will take his shirt off. So something to look forward to there.
Well, that's going to happen.
No, it's a lot of fun. You know, you guys had mentioned earlier that D-Mac, you know, the first time I met him was like, holy shit, it's Darren McCarty. Now he's with the watch parties with us. It's always great having him on board because he's actually fought 127 times. So it's like, it's good to get the insight from him. It's always great having Stick around because Stick gets a nice little buzz on, and then next thing you know, he's like, fuck John Jones. And it's like, John Jones isn't even fighting, bro. Oh, fuck him, I'll fight him right now. It's awesome. What I like about it is it's a bro experience. Like, it's like, instead of going to, you know, the wing place and possibly getting your ass beat by a frat bro who said 12 Miller Lights, you could just watch it at the comfort of your home, and you don't have to spend $70 for the pay-per-view, and we give you somewhat professional insight. So.
Yeah, man, up-to-date commentary, and like you said, having D-Mac in here break down fights, like, you know, D-Mac knows about fighting, but it's not just about that he's a tough guy. Like, there's a lot of technique that goes into what even he did when he was a hockey player.
Yeah.
He'll talk about that today when he breaks down his fight with Claude Lemieux. But yeah, it's a fun experience. So tomorrow night, 10 p.m. is when we're going to kick it
Yeah,
off?
10 p.m. is the kickoff, and then it goes until like 1 or 2 in the morning. Luckily, I just dose my kids with a little bit of whiskey, and they sleep in, so I get to sleep in a little
12,
bit.
of course.
A little. Hey, there you go.
Gotta get the plug in, man.
No, the good thing is like if you have nothing going on, I mean, we're going through a pandemic still. There's not a whole lot going on. Stay home, get a couple drinks with your friends, watch some dumbasses do some commentary, and make asses out of themselves, and it's a good time.
Yeah, and if you want to get into that contest for that dartboard, we just posted it in the chat on Facebook, and we'll post a link on YouTube as well. All you got to do is click on that Google Doc. Wish you had a picture of the front of it too, man. That's the cool part.
Yeah, but you want to see it opened up, and it's slightly used. I've done my part to throw a bullseye at Ariel Hawani's face. I'm coming after you, Ariel. That's my goal.
It's a brand new dartboard. You're the only one who's used it. I don't want people under the impression that it's slightly used.
It's been in the bathroom and people have been doing shots at it while they're taking a shit. Like, no,
it's a brand new dartboard.
It's a brand new dartboard. There's literally like 4 holes in it because I miss when I hit darts.
Dude, that'd be the baddest spot for a dartboard when you're taking a shit.
Yeah,
that'd actually.
We could actually put one in the bathroom.
That
here.
or a basketball hoop. One or the other.
Yeah, but then it bounces and then the ball goes in between your legs and then you get a shit-filled basketball. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, that happens.
What do you think's going to happen to the darts when everybody's touching them and throwing them?
Well, if you're good, you can play. You hit the bullseye. If not, don't touch it,
and
asshole.
those germs kill COVID, I heard.
Listen, if I see a dartboard in our bathroom, I'm smacking both of you. What's up, Fish?
So many people have misconception of dartboard. People are like, oh, the bullseye's the biggest shot. It's not. It's the triple 20. That's the biggest point in darts. I love darts.
Explain that again.
The triple 20.
So you have three things on a dartboard. You have the inner, the outer, and then the way outer. The inner is times 3. Outer's times 2, and the bigger points are just singles.
So, like, you see the 20 right below it's that red?
Yeah, you want to hit that red.
That's 40. You hit the smaller red, that's 60.
And the inner is 60.
25. Or 50. 50's bullseye.
But the bullseye is 50, the outer bowl is 25.
Yep.
Dude, my whole life is a lie.
You guys should watch darts. It is the best thing ever. Darts in England, when the crowds open up, they have like 25,000 people will be in their outfits and like Mickey Mouse outfits and Santa Claus outfits. They go crazy for the scene.
And listen, there's a bunch of people on the Woodward Sports Facebook Live right now. Take 2 seconds out of your life, fill out the Google form. Even if you were like, oh, I like the name Alfonso, pick him. Like,
I do like Alfonso.
Yeah,
Carlton, baby.
We're going to give you actual picks later on today with the Art of Combat betting podcast. We'll also have UFC bantamweight Kyler Phillips on the show. I'm super excited about that. So, big day today in the MMA world.
Awesome. So, yeah, make sure you're tuning in tomorrow night at 10 p.m. It's going to be a fun time, and I can't wait to do it all over again, Art.
Yeah, listen, like, I would tell you if I was like, oh, God, Stick. It brings joy to me because Stick is one of those guys where he's like, I don't really like women fighting.
I don't like women
He'll
fighting.
say it on the podcast, and then we have a discussion about it, and you bring great chemistry to the podcast.
It makes me uncomfortable to watch women kick the shit out of each other. It
Speaking
really does.
of which, Miesha Tate is back. So if you don't know Miesha Tate, she was defeated by Ronda Rousey. She's coming back. Could you imagine Miesha Tate and Ronda fighting again? I don't think it would ever happen. Ronda's worth like $15 million.
Why are you disgusted?
Because Stick is the problem.
Yeah, Stick is the problem.
Why am I a problem? 'Cause I
You
don't
were like
seeing
Dana
women
White
fight.
circa 2000.
You're not allowed to have opinions in 2021. You are the problem, Stick.
Cancel Stick. Cancel Stick.
Bring it, motherfuckers. All right, let's get into Fish's facts right now. You can stay here, Fish. Let's do your facts from the Fish Bowl today, okay, buddy?
Is it time? Yeah, it is. Fish!
Go Fish. Fish facts.
It's fish!
Every morning about 9:50, my man Fish comes on and starts sharing his facts with us. Fish, what are your facts for today, buddy?
Doing it from the aquarium, the good old Miami Beach aquarium. All right, we start off with Bam Adebayo. He had a pretty good night. Turn this down. There we go. He had a pretty good night. He got 29 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 blocks, 13 of 16 field goals. He's the first player of 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 blocks, and a game on 80% shooting since Shaquille O'Neal in 2004.
Man, that is filling up a stat sheet.
And then we go to the Kings, Sacramento Kings. They're 5-1 since starting Tyrese Halliburton, your guy.
That's right.
Who you wanted.
My baby.
Didn't get him. After Marvin Bagley's injury, they're now 11th in the West. They're 2 games back from a playoff spot.
It'd be crazy if they make the playoffs over the Lakers.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
It will be.
We go to Danny Green. Joe, you brought up in your news. He got a ring last night.
Mm-hmm.
and it was his revenge game. He got 29 points, 9 for 14 shooting, 8 for 12 from 3. His 8 threes that he got yesterday, yeah, they're more than the Lakers had in the whole season.
Damn.
Wow.
So,
wait, say that again?
He had 8 threes last night, right?
So that's more than any
That's
Laker
more
made.
than the Lakers had. Yeah, more than any Laker had in the season.
Wow.
That's crazy, Fish.
And then today is, I gotta look. March 26th.
Gotta look.
March 26th. We go to 1979. There was a championship basketball game back then. It was college. Magic Johnson.
That's right.
Michigan
Larry
State.
Bird.
They beat Indiana State.
Fish, could I reach out to Bridge Street Exchange to get you sponsored with a watch? Because every time you do it, it always just makes me so happy.
Right. That's his new thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, sometimes I forget the date.
Yeah.
And the date is ahead because it's in New Zealand time. So it's actually 27, but I just rotated to 26. So when I look at it, it's 27. I just go, it's 26. Anyways.
That just shows how smart this kid is.
Moving on, we go to 1997, where the Anaheim Mighty Ducks and Canucks are going to open the 98 season in Japan.
Nice.
Yeah. And then they'd go to Europe. And I love when they play in overseas games.
Yeah,
Big fan
and the
of
Mighty
that.
Ducks back then, that was huge. Like, that was such a huge, like, promotional item, not only for Disney, but for the entire NHL.
Yeah, now they're just called the Ducks.
Yep, no longer Mighty.
Well, they used to be Mighty. They're not anymore.
Yep, not anymore.
We have a birthday today. Von Miller, 1989. It is his birthday.
Nice. And he re-signed with the Broncos. So
He did, and he does
there.
Old Spice commercials.
Yes, more Old Spice commercials. That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool for him. We have a wedding that happened.
Who got married, Fish?
1967, way back when. Elvin Hayes, he got married at 21. College sweetheart.
Aww.
What does this relationship mean to you, Fish? Please.
It as you can see from I don't know if the graphics still up, says wedding of interest. So it
so
must
I'm
have
interested.
must have been big if it had in big bold letters wedding of interest.
I was gonna say this is the second day in a row you've added weddings to your little Fish facts.
Yeah, there's some days.
Again?
George Foreman.
Yeah, we thought George Foreman got like a newlywed. He was like, no, he got married 31 years ago to some random ass chick.
Yeah, there's days where there's no weddings. So last 2 days they had weddings.
You're taking everything Maz has worked for with this on this day.
On this day.
You guys are going to have to fight over it. I got 20 on Fish.
Well, he always trumps me with his stuff.
No.
Well, thank you very much, Fish, for Fish's Facts. He comes out every morning at 9:50. With that, it is now time for Joey's Dumbass of the Day.
To present the award,
it is Joey.
It is time. Dumbass
of the day.
Why would you do that? And the loser is...
$200,000 on a brand new Bentley was recently purchased, and the proud owner, Sam Czar of Dream Car Rentals, he also owns Dream Limousine in Southfield. He recently added this, so he started rentals, right? Nice luxury rentals that you could get. Well, some guy came in and was pretending like he was interested in this vehicle, right? And then he ended up later on stealing this vehicle. I just want you to watch this news report, because this news report, watching it yesterday on Instagram, made me the happiest watching it, because it was just amazing.
I just couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep.
Well, you couldn't sleep either if your $200,000 Bentley was stolen, which happened to Sam Czar of the Dream Luxury Car Rental in Southfield. He wasn't dreaming on Monday when this guy allegedly approached Sam to buy the car, which wasn't for sale. So what did the guy do?
He sneaked in and stole the key from inside.
Then the thief waited until the next day to come back and steal the car. A car that Sam leases to people that just want to drive a dream car.
It's the car probably, but also the way how it happened. I felt very violated for someone to come in and do this type of stuff in your own business.
So Sam went to social media and the Southfield police, and the cops put the details of the Bentley theft on its new Ring app notification. But Sam got a lead, a Southfield apartment complex.
All right, we're about to bust this guy. After my deep investigation,
Sam sounds like a cop.
I found the car right there. He's hitting the car right there, so obviously he probably lives here. This is my car right here.
That's
Police is
hiding
here.
the car?
All right.
Sam called the Southfield police, who also got the same lead and cornered this guy.
Stop! Stop!
The guy runs, but the cops get him. And they find the key to the Bentley in his pocket. Sam had just purchased the Bentley 10 days ago, so he didn't have the sophisticated camera surveillance system hooked up yet. Whew. Doesn't look like there's any damage to this Bentley, but the guy was smoking some marijuana. And a valuable lesson to learn. Don't leave your keys out. Don't park your car near the street when you lose your keys, and it's hard to hide when you steal a Bentley. Everything is good.
Besides smelling weed, everything is good.
In Southfield, Charlie Langton, Fox 2 News.
I'm so happy that he got his car back. That's the biggest takeaway to the story.
Well, and the guy improved the car, which is nice.
Nothing screams fancy like a Bentley in an apartment complex. That doesn't look out of the ordinary at all.
Back into the overhead covering.
$200,000 Bentley in some apartment complex in Southfield.
Jeez.
Not suspicious at all.
I mean, I live in Southfield, so I wonder if that was close to me. I could have had my own Bentley.
Did you see a Bentley?
No. No.
Could you imagine the anxiety, though? Like stealing a car. Like, I would never do it, obviously. I would never fit well in prison. But, like, could you imagine getting in the car and, like, your heart's got to be just pumping, insane, and you're in this Bentley, $200,000 car?
Art, I don't like when you sell yourself short like that. You would be a tremendous bitch in prison.
Well, you're not wrong there.
As the valet driver.
Yeah, as the valet driver.
Thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Woodward Show all week long. It's Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Make sure you're watching The Art of Combat. They're doing a live stream of
the watch party.
UFC 260 coming up tomorrow night. And then today at 3 o'clock, please make sure you're watching The Hook with Darren McCarty, because this video that we produced with him breaking down the fight between him and Claude Lemieux, it's going to be the coolest thing we've ever done here at Woodward Sports, and I'm looking forward to it. So you guys have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the Sweet 16 and go blue.